What is up, dudes, dudettes, and all the beautiful people of the interwebs? Bloody Nugs here, aka the Gothic Gamer, and your resident anime king. Guys, it is Saturday, so you know what that means. Who is echoing right now?
Oh, probably me. There's not really music outside. Hold on.
God damn it. Why can we never, like, have one clean stream? Everyone mute your shit right now. Like, I'm getting triple echo. Alright. Oh my god. But guys, it's Saturday, so you know what that means. It's time to go beyond. Welcome to the United States of Smash with the Smash Podcast. Hopefully everyone's doing wonderful today. So I'm glad that y'all are all here and stopping by with all of us. It is wonderful, it is great, and it is good to be back. Sorry about last week. Had a family emergency that came up. But that's all handled. That's all taken care of now. Like, everything's good. But we didn't want to keep y'all waiting any longer because of the fact that there's been so much good news to come out in the past week. And a little bit of not so good news. And we're going to get into that. But before we get started with the wonderful topics that we got going on, I was like, I got to introduce my wonderful panel here of all these other weebs here. And we're going to start finally getting squared away with the misses and not being pulled around and told what to do. We have the Kanji King back with us now. What's going on with you, Kofi?
What's going on, everybody? It is great to be here. It's great to talk anime. I need to reinvest in my time watching anime because in the last year it's been a little bit crazy balancing, playing games, obviously, being married. But glad to be here, man. Thank you so much for having me a part of this panel.
Do like the rest of us and do both at the same time.
You're right. I gotta balance it.
You gotta have that double
Juggling
screen
real.
going on. You gotta have that double screen going on. It's the only way to make it work. And now, going from one father to the other, we have the man, the legend, the Vegeta defender himself. What is good with your Super G?
Damn, man, when I make legend tier, it's all good, though. I love it. It's all good, man. I'm glad to be back. I ain't been here in a minute. Life has been real crazy, bro, so it's put me in a position where I can't make it as much as I would like to, but I'm hopefully back, man. I'm just glad to talk anime. All the other podcasts throughout the week are just all about games, so it's good to have this different just energy, man, and different topic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving it.
It's always good to have always good to have something different, right? It's always good to be doing different things. But it's good to be back. And, of course, your legendary status, because you're the only one who will fight for Vegeta to the day he dies, just like you do.
You damn right. Sure will.
Because you throw, every time we bring up Dragon Ball Z, who's the one that's always fighting with Soul about it? It's always you. You always hop in first. I'm just like, yes, go. And then plus, you got Kofi over here hating on Vegeta, too.
Man.
I'm really
just
sorry.
let it be right now.
And I'm a Trunks fan. I'm a huge Trunks fan.
He said,
Vegeta's a good dad. I'll give you that. He's a good dad.
He's a better dad now, dude.
He's a better dad than Goku.
A lot of people aren't giving him his props, man, because in Super, he's actually like a completely different character, man.
Oh,
like,
Super, he's good.
Like, evolve. Yeah.
And it all happened after he had Bola. Bola made it a lot better.
And that, and he's just smarter than Goku. Goku, it's crazy. And not so smart. So
listen here,
that's a whole different.
Dragon Ball Return. We'll return to that when Father's Day comes around. But of course, last but not least, we have the young buck himself, who's no longer holding that fraudulent status. He's now become the lawyer, but he's still more shuffling papers than he is anime over here. But he's getting it up. Of course, we're talking about the one and only Mr. Operations himself. What's going on with your op?
Hold on, man. Pause. You call me Young Buck. We're like 3 years apart. What's going on, man?
Yeah, you're younger than me. You're the young buck.
3 years, bro. You ready to the high horse, damn it.
Nah. Listen here. Until you show me that PhD with your law degree, you're still a young buck.
What the Okay, I'm just gonna leave that one alone. Yeah, I was chilling over here reading my manga, keep it up to date on everything. I'm waiting for that new Boruto chapter. Because, man, I'm caught up now. I'm just wait.
Are you staying hardcore in the camp with everyone else that the manga is way better than the anime?
The manga is way better.
Anime. it's just over. It's not even funny. Like you can't compare it at this point.
So
Like I'm contemplating like they should postpone the anime until there's been enough, I guess, quote unquote distance between the manga and the anime. They start adapting into the episodes because like right now, it's just like it's almost a way for TV to do an anime.
he said it's a wasted effort. Oh, that's bad. That bad, huh?
Yeah, it's that bad, man. In my opinion.
Oh no. Oh no. So you're saying that once they actually start adapting the actual manga chapters, it'll actually be good.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it will be for sure.
So what have they been doing for the past 120 odd episodes?
Filler to a degree.
Oh, so you're telling me that we have 3 years worth of filler before we actually get substance?
Essentially, it's hard to describe. Soul and Neff will know more about this
Soul will be because he defends Boruto to the day he dies.
Hey, I
But
understand now too.
Boruto manga is lit.
But we all know that the manga was lit. But I mean, he defends the anime.
I will not do that.
No, I think it's just the manga.
No, he defends the anime.
Damn,
Anytime there's Boruto talk, he's like, there will be no Boruto slander here. He is quick to pull that trigger. When he shows up in a little bit, you'll hear that from himself. But guys, man, it has been a wonderful time. So, what has everyone been up to lately? What has everyone been watching? G, what have you been keeping up with lately?
I mean, I'm reading tons, bro. So it's like hard to say. My boy freaking JD got me into solo leveling, which is pretty dope. I'm not that far into it, but I'm loving it. What else? Of course, I read Demon Slayer. I just stay up to date every week, man. So as for reading, everything I've been reading, I'm all up to date on it.
Everything that you've been reading, you're up to date. Anything you've been watching, anything you've been keeping up with that way?
Watching, I watched Fire Force. I started, was it No Man's Gun or something like that?
Oh.
The first episode.
Oh yeah. No gun.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but that was interesting.
It's a little out there. I like it though.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's still the beginning for me, so I got to give it that 3-episode try. Before I judge it and just bone out.
I do the same thing.
I may be sticking around though, just from the first one, even though it's weird as hell. But I don't know, I like it. What else have I been watching? I see Black Clover, of course.
Oh, of course, Black Clover.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
I ain't got much time to watch it much anymore.
Oh man. All right. Kofi, what have you been watching or keeping up with lately? You seen any new movies that came out? Have you started any anime or been reading any manga? You doing anything like that?
So I typically would read manga or watch an anime. The only recent movie I saw was Joker. I don't know if we already talked about Joker. Yeah, I think we already did. I'm sorry.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, great film. And I don't know if we want to go back on the controversy around that. But I want to get into some animes. I was really into finishing a game. So now that I've got like my time freed up, I'm going to probably go back into Fire Force. I need to catch up with One Piece. I'm a huge One Piece fan, a huge Sanji fan. I think I mentioned that last cast. So there's a lot. I can watch Psycho Pass. I need to get caught up for season 3.
Yes, you do.
I love Psycho Pass, and there's just so many anime. Shogeki no Soma. I mean, there's a lot.
Speaking of Shokugeki no Soma, I got something special for you with Shokugeki, right? So, there was a spin-off chapter written by the creator of Shokugeki no Soma that he did in collaboration with the creator of One Piece called Shokugeki no Sanji. And they're actually going to make that its own little spin-off series for a little bit. Yeah, it was supposed to be a one-shot chapter, but everyone liked it so much that they're actually going to do more of it. So it's like a mix of Food Wars but with Sanji.
That's dope. I'm looking this up now.
He's like, I gotta find out about this. Oh. Okay, Op, what have you been reading and what you've been keeping up with lately?
For me, it's just been usual. Demon Slayer, Fire Force, The Promised Neverland. What else is there? I think My Hero went on break this week. It should be back next week, I believe.
Yeah, it took a break this week for sure.
Yeah, and of course after that, One Piece. What else am I reading? One Punch Man. There's so much shit I'm reading. It's hard to keep up with it.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
my
I
hair
started
lit
watching
right now
Soccer
too.
again because I fell
Yeah.
off on that. I started back. I started.
Dude,
that back
yeah,
up.
the way that they ended the last episode, I was mad that I took a week off. I was like, but yo, it looks like it's gonna go straight in for the jump with where it picked up. I was like, the way that they introduced Overhaul. Oh boy, oh, that's the way that they should have kicked it off, right? None of the other.
Wait, for My Hero?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga 2 is getting hella good. I like.
Vinland Saga is fire.
Yes, it is.
There
And
we
then,
go.
there he is. There he is, the Boruto defender himself, the resident artist and legendary, PC man himself, the comic book king. What's going on with your soul?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, it's chilling. I was like, I'm glad that you slide in as soon as we bring up Vinland Saga.
Because it's God tier.
It is God tier. I was like,
keep hearing it.
yo, Vinland Saga is the truth, all right? If you want to see a badass show about
Yeah,
Vikings
it's
and
on
history,
Amazon though. Sick.
yeah. And that,
Amazon just dropping nothing but fire mature anime.
yeah, they are. I like they got that on lock right now. I'm feeling it. I like, but what's good with you? So, what you been reading? What you been watching? What you been up to, my boy?
I just finished season 2 of Kengan Ashura on Netflix.
Oh, King and Ashura. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
What else? Of course, I've been watching Vinland Saga. I've been watching Immortal Blades.
Immortal Blades. I've been wanting to start. I think that's on my list.
There's been so many shows I've just been checking out. But The Watchmen.
Yes.
Oh, how's that?
It's amazing. It's fire.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Before we go any
Heard
further,
good things.
Kofi, are you racist? Because if you are, you might not lock Watchmen. I'm sorry.
Like he's gonna openly say I'm a racist on here.
Exactly.
Right.
What the hell is wrong?
Like, sometimes you say some things. I'm just like, why? Shut up.
I don't care. We'll put on a spot tonight.
He's like, I just gotta make sure. He's like, I gotta make sure.
Yeah, Watchmen is good. I've been, checking out some comics like Deceased, the X-Men stuff that's been going on recently. But yeah, that's been it. And playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's been playing Call of Duty. I was like, I put in some rounds earlier. I had 2 good games, and then I had some real annoying shit matches. And I'm just like, no, I'm done with Call of Duty for the night. I was like, I'm gonna take a break. But yeah, that's good.
Start reading Deceased. I think you start reading it, so I don't know anyone else has yet.
That's like probably one of the best zombie spin-offs I have ever read. Like when it concerns
Which?
like
Deceased.
Yeah,
Yeah. I actually started reading Deceased.
it's really good.
Yeah. But man, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out right now. Like for me, I actually been, of course, I've been keeping up on Domestic Girlfriend. I just read the most recent chapter of Shield Hero and Reincarnated as a Slime. I finally am reading all the way through the light novels of Overlord because I'm like antsy for season 4. I was like, I'm just recently caught up on some chapters I missed in Blue Exorcist, and the manga in Blue Exorcist is so good that I'm mad that they messed up the anime. I was like, Blue Exorcist has so much potential if it was done right, and I've been enjoying the hell out of that. What else am I starting? I've been starting to read through God of High School, and I need to start solo leveling.
I need to read that. I need to start reading that for sure.
I have a couple others that I've been reading. I've just read the most recent chapter of The Hero is Overpowered but Overly Cautious, and that's entertaining as hell. But for my manga selection is kind of slow. It all depends on the series and if there's a lot to it from on any anime I'm watching, and then I go and start reading them. Or if it's like so good, I'm just like, I need to read this now. But what I've been keeping up with watching wise, of course, I've been watching Vinland Saga. I'm waiting for that. Like, it's getting so good close to the end of this end of its season. I went back and watched Arifuerta, which is what I missed last season, which is From Commonplace to World's Strongest. That one's been really good. Other than that, I've been keeping up with everything that's going in the current season. Everything from season 4 of Shokugeki no Soma. I, of course, My Hero. what else have I been keeping up with? Season 2 of We Never Learn. We Never Learn has been really good that I've been keeping up with. What else has been going on? Oh, one of the ones that I've actually saw this season that actually surprised me. It's a good little comedy. Is Welcome to Demon School, Iramakun. And I was like, and that was actually really entertaining. I was like, that one's an interesting little comedy. It's not too ridiculous. Well, I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's not too out there, like, with any way, especially like how people feel about ecchi. No, it's actually a pure comedy. It's actually entertaining. Of course, Black Clover. High School Prodigies Have It Easy in Another World has been interesting as a series. I was like, it's not bad, but it's not overly great. It's somewhere like in the middle, but it's like good. I was like, or at least entertaining. So I've been watching through that one. So that one's been good. And then of course, harem anime that comes out every once in a while is Valak's Love, which is about a human who has to romance the Valkyries of Valhalla to help them become stronger to prevent the end of the world. So it's stupid in concept, but it's entertaining in the content. But I mean, it's entertaining because it's a harem romance ecchi comedy. So I mean, you know what you get when you go into it. So that one's been interesting. Speaking of Radiant, Jay Slayer, I need to finish season 1 because I do want to start season 2 of Radiant because that one's been really good. But the hero is overly cautious, or overpowered but overly cautious. The anime has done a great adaptation and is phenomenal. That is like, if you want an isekai that's like almost a pure comedy with the fantasy aspect, like not Konosuba kind of comedy, but action-oriented comedy, this is perfect. Like, it's so great in the sheer stupidity of it. Rom-coms. There's one good rom-com that I love right now, and it's called Oresuki, or Are You the Only One Who Truly Loves Me? And that one, it's hard to describe, but basically the protagonist literally is trying to romance his childhood friend or his senior by putting on a fake persona that he's tried to adapt based on reading every rom-com that he can find. However, his actual persona is that he's an asshole, and he's kind of a dick. But the fact is, like, the only person that actually loves him is, like, this nerdy, like, textbooks girl next door who lives in the library, who knows his truth because of the fact that she's actually hiding herself, but kind of follows his whole group of friends of him trying to, like, live out his dream romantic comedy. But the way that everything plays out is, like, pure, like, trope-worthy, but the fact that he calls it out and breaks the fourth wall and everyone's just like, what are you doing, makes it entertaining as hell. What's good with you, 108 Dragon TV? But yeah, so since everyone's all caught up in everything on what they're doing, let's go ahead and jump into the topics that we got here. And I'm going to start with the hard one first, right? Because I figured that we should get this one out of the way. John Witherspoon, right? Beloved comedian. Talented actor. Been around for so long. And probably been in a role that all of us have grown up with. Whether it's from classic movies like Friday and all that to playing
shows like
the Wayans Brothers and Boondocks. Yeah,
that.
he was a well-versed comedian and a well-loved actor who's been all around. Well, earlier last week, it was shown, or came out, and the worst part about it, right, is that this announcement came from Regina King that John Witherspoon had passed away. And when I heard that, that really kind of stuck me because, one, most of us are all in our mid-20s around, or like early 30s and things like that. We all grew up with the Boondocks. And of course, a lot of us grew up with watching like Friday After Next and all, and a lot of the Wayans Brothers comedy movies and stuff like that. So we knew John Witherspoon. We grew up with John Witherspoon as one of those like iconic comedians. And to hear that he passed away, granted he was at that age, you know, he was 77 when he passed away. It still doesn't change the fact that he's one of those icons, and it hurts and it sucks to know that he passed away. Especially with the recent announcement that they're bringing back the Boondocks. Regina King is coming back to actually be the writer and head producer on it. And of course, he reached out to John Witherspoon to bring him back. And now it kind of leaves like what happens now, because you can't replace Granddad's voice actor. Like, John Witherspoon is Granddad. Like, he is like, that is his role, because that's always what he kind of played in a lot of those comedies and stuff like that. He's always that older uncle or grandfather figure.
Yeah, he's a father figure.
Yeah. So to not have him there, I don't feel like it would be right. And it kind of just threw me for a loop. So I know you got the most to say right now. How did hearing this make you feel, my man?
Like, it's sad, but he did live he lived a full life. I can't, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He did a lot for our community and stuff like that. So I'm just happy I got to see him on the screen and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like all the films that he were in, like, are like some of my favorites. Like, Boomerang. We got Meteor Man.
Yeah.
We got House Party, Vampire in Brooklyn, Friday, of course. We
Yeah.
got
I
Boondocks.
forgot he was a meteor.
We got the Wings.
Meteor Man was
We got
lit.
the Wings. We got Fresh Prince. Martin. He's been in so many countless shows and movies that it's crazy. He's been in like everybody's favorite movie or shows.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man.
This might sound crazy. Meteor Man was one of the first action figures I had.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Seriously.
Golden Lords.
That's probably kind of rare now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's super rare.
that's a little out there, man. But shit. Still, it's still one of those things, man. That it sucks, dude. It was like
It's really unfortunate, especially like just hearing the news that Boondocks is coming back. So they have to make a decision to either go forward, still having Granddad in, or have him not be in it at all, unless they have some clips where they can use his like previous voice or previous like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I think they're going to still do it just because it's all about money. And I think they'll just find, I don't know, like someone that's similar voice, or they'll try to
Like this is gonna be one of those times where they're gonna need
outtakes or
someone who
whatever.
probably old outtakes, but remember that the new
'cause, I
season.
mean, if you watch the Breakfast Club, have you seen his son on there? Like his son,
Yeah,
like
son,
does his
yeah.
voice imitation is pretty good, bro. So like,
Yeah.
If they
I
can,
don't know.
I think Regina King would definitely try to get his son involved in the Boondocks for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's just hard because like
It's
John
iconic.
Witherspoon,
It's
he
recognizable.
he was an older gentleman and whatnot, and he knows like how to relate to like these days and times, but
Yeah.
still act old and whatnot. I don't see a younger person doing that, especially his son.
Yeah.
yeah, because he can relate to like what happened back
Like,
then, and
back in
still
the
like
day, yeah.
and
Yeah.
then bring it reference to today.
Yeah.
We'll
Hopefully, like
see.
his
We'll-
longevity.
Yeah, we'll see. But hopefully everything goes well with Boondocks. It's just sad to see him pass.
Yeah.
Man, Boondocks and Friday.
Yeah.
Friday been waiting
Yeah.
on for like 20 years.
Yeah. And what was that? We had Friday, next Friday, and the Friday after next.
I think that's the first movie where Regina King worked with John Witherspoon in Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that was a classic. I was like, that was probably one of my favorites
You got
growing
some of
up.
the best quotables, man.
Yep. Some of the best.
And memes, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not wrong on memes, right? Yeah.
Really quick, I just want to throw out there, seeing John Witherspoon has such a nostalgia to me that when I found out he passed away, it almost reminded me, like, sometimes you feel like there's an entertainer in your life that's been around so long, you forget the fact that they're human. Like you're like, you just
no
feel
doubt.
like they'll be there
Yeah.
for your entire life.
I
And
mean,
you're like, wow.
for most of us, that we felt that way about Robin Williams. Look at Robin
yeah,
Williams.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Like how many films and how very iconic any role he played in. Most of his movies are all easily recognizable. The voices that he did for animated films, instantly like iconic. And we're just like, man, he's been around forever. He's gonna be around forever. And then when it happened, it's just like,
Yeah,
It's
we just
it's
ignore
shocking.
we just ignore the facts. Yeah,
Yeah.
like eventually, our fan favorites are gonna get old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually it's gonna happen.
I mean, it was the
And
same way.
graceful ignorance is a dangerous thing because it'll catch you off guard like this did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
was. I mean, look at what happened. Last year when we found out about Vern Troyer, Mini Me.
You cut out.
I said, remember
Oh,
what
yeah,
happened
yeah.
last year when we found out about Vern Troyer? You know, that was crazy. And if you want another real good one that kind of caught everyone off guard was well, this was a few years back, but Leslie Nielsen, very classic comedian. I was like,
Oh, yeah, Naked Gun. Yeah.
Naked Gun, yeah, Naked Gun. I was like, in Airplane, like, did nothing but comedies. I was like, but he was one of those recognizable characters and one of those well portrayed actors that everyone recognized. And when he passed away, I was just like, yeah, he was an old man. It's crazy.
You know the funny thing about that? I did not know he passed.
Really?
Shut the hell up.
I did not know he passed.
Bruh.
Yeah, that was OG.
I like, Leslie Nielsen passed away like,
Shit.
I think it was
Yeah,
like,
I'm looking at it now in 2010.
yeah, about 10 years ago now.
Wow.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like that kind of shows you that these people have impacts that you don't always recognize, and when you do, you're just like, what?
Yes, like that. A lot of times they're just like immortalized from their films.
Yeah, definitely.
I never would have known he passed. I never would have known that.
Yeah, man. It's something. It has been absolutely crazy to see, but John Witherspoon, man, is just one of those actors that it's crazy. Like that man's the definition of a king, man. I was like, he's done so much and had so much of a
Bro,
of a
you know
legacy.
you're legendary. You know you're legendary when you're not known by your actual name, dog. Like you let a role that people just know you
You're
by that
Pops.
name. Like he's
Yeah.
Pops.
Yeah, it's
Pop
pops.
forever.
It's pops. It's pops.
Forever Pops.
Yeah.
No matter what he played in, you could be like, hey, Pops is in that movie. Like,
Yeah.
that's just,
You already
Yeah.
know who you're talking about.
And
You already know exactly what you're talking about.
whether it was pops or granddad, you recognize who they were talking about. Because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, everyone knows the cultural impact that Boondocks had. So everyone recognized granddad as pops as well. So, like, either way, whatever name that he went by, you knew who they were talking about.
You know what's crazy about Boondocks? Like, y'all can debate me on this, but like, cultural impact this show had, it's kind of like in a similar vein that The Simpsons had. Like,
It is.
it had that foresight where called out the stuff was going to happen in the future and it actually did come to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more so on like in the black community, but like it definitely had that foresight. So
I mean, it has it in the black community, but it also talks about the social commentary between,
yeah,
like
like the,
black and white society, because that's the whole thing about it. Is like, hey, what happens when you try to get away from the hood and try live a better life? You kind of see the differences in culture and how everyone treats everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so
It was definitely up there with like the premonitions and stuff. With
Definitely.
Simpsons.
yeah, definitely, man. It's crazy to kind of see that, man. But he lives a fulfilling life, and he's gonna be recognized no matter what. I was like, he
lived a long life. He did a lot of great films and shows.
And you know what's great too? Like, as far as like black comedians goes, he was like in no drama whatsoever. As far as I remember.
Never from what I heard of. So
Yeah.
I've never seen
He
him.
was humble. He stayed in his own lane.
He was honestly he was what Bill Cosby was supposed to be. The
Right.
Pops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but at least he kept it on the straight and narrow. Was actually the pops and not someone more pushing them Jello pudding pops a little too much. If you know what I'm saying. Whew. All right, well. Jokes aside and Bill Cosby out of the way, let's go ahead and get on to the other topics. And we're going to start with one that I'm absolutely the most excited about. And I know that you, G, shared my excitement for this, right? And I was like, oh man, I was so happy to hear that. But John Cho, the director of Kung Fu Hustle, came out and recently stated that Kung Fu Hustle 2 is happening. It is going to absolutely be a thing, and it is currently in development and in the works right now. When I heard that news, I loved it because of the fact that one, I'm a martial arts fan. I was like, anyone can ask anyone who's been around and watched the podcast for years knows I know so many martial arts films, whether they're the big films or the non-big films, whether it's Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, or even Filipino martial arts films. I've watched them. I have a wide variety, but there's none that has been more lauded and loved than Kung Fu Hustle. Because one, it has the martial arts that everyone would enjoy. But it also has a lot of great humor and comedy with it, while also telling a relatively good story. It's actually a really good story. And it's not your typical redemption arc that you would see in some martial arts films. No, it has a much different take on the redemption side. But it's very humorous, but it's a well choreographed, well done martial arts film.
Fun fact, that was probably one of the first films that actually like successfully pulled off anime type effects in a movie. It made it look good.
Yeah, exactly. They had that over exaggerated anime style fights.
They're running down the highway.
Oh, not just when they were running down the highway, like when they're fighting in the diner at the apartment, right? And they're sitting there like hitting the bell, the giant bell, right? That they start tossing around, and then you see the dude turn into a frog and start like whipping out his tongue and flying him outside. Like it got ridiculous.
That movie is gold.
It is a cult classic in the truest way.
That's why, for me personally, I'm kind of on the edge of them, making another one.
Oh,
well, hang on. Let him play. We're gonna get everyone's side about it, but when the announcement came out, I was glad because of the fact that it's the original actor and director himself, Stephen Chow, confirmed that he's bringing it back. He not only directed it, but he also wrote it and he produced it, and he was in the film itself. And the fact is that he's running the sequel. He's running the production again, so he knows what vision that he has for this film, right? So if he wasn't involved in the film, I would be a lot more concerned. But what's kind of funny about it is that the way that he put it out there is he confirmed it and denied it, but he was really pushing for it. He's just like, yeah, he's like, it's not Kung Fu Hustle 2, but it kind of is, but, it's one of those things. He's just like, it's not that name, but the story, it's pretty much is. So I just love when they kind of dance around that fact. So
it's just I don't it's like it's weird for me because now we know that Kung Fu Hustle is like one of those films that everybody loves. So
absolutely.
Now they have to raise the bar even more. So people are going to be expecting so much from it. Like when we just seen Kung Fu Hustle, it was just something you probably just magically seen on a DVD, a blank DVD.
Oh, right. That's what you got from like the bootleggers who sells out those CDs. So like, hey man, you want this CD?
Holy shit.
He's like, what's this Kung Fu Hustle, man? He's like, hey man, it's from that black mark. He's like, I got you.
But it's something crazy, so you just watched it.
It seemed like one of those cheesy movies you got out of the Red Box way back in the day for like $2, right?
And then it turned out to be one of the best things you've ever seen.
Right?
But now it's just like people are gonna be expecting so much from it. It's hard.
I agree with that. All right, and I will agree with you there. So is that you bring up a good point? Is that it is one of those cult classics that is very immortalized, well loved, well praised, and with the fact that they're doing a sequel, is it just a sequel in title, but it's going to be its own story, which is fine. I was like, if they do something else, but keep what made the magic of the first one around, like the action, the humor, the martial arts, if they keep that, right? I'm okay if it's its own separate story, or even if it ties a little bit. Yeah, right? And keep it around that. But if they're gonna do a direct sequel, that's when they have a lot more to live up to. I was like, so and understanding where Soul comes from, and for like me and Soul, I was like, him looking at the full purist perspective, I was like, he makes a good point. I was like, me as a fan, I was like, I'm excited for the prospects of them doing a sequel. However, there's also the part of me that's like, I'm fine with it if it never got a sequel because it was perfect the way it was.
See, that's how I am. Like, I got it. Like when the sequel was announced, also I got excited because it just made me just have like all these flashbacks of it and then how I felt after I seen the original. Because dude, the first I didn't know what the hell that movie was. I did see it on bootleg. I did see it on bootleg. So by me seeing it on bootleg, I didn't know what it was. So I watched it. I watched it, dude, and I was just like, after it finished, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, what was this? And it was one of those like,
amazing.
exactly. And then I ended up watching it again and again and again. Like it's one of those movies, bro. Like I used to like literally like put that movie on at least like once a week. I love that movie. So like the whole thing about the sequel is like, yeah, I got excited for that, but at the same time, it's like,
Doesn't need it. Doesn't. Yeah. Doesn't need it.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, it was, it's just so many scenes that's iconic. I forgot who it was, but remember they were trying to throw knives at the what was the landlord?
Yeah.
It's just so many.
Just slapping her back.
Iconic scenes, and then the snakes fell on them and everything. I was like, oh my god.
Oh no! When he finally decides to stop trying to be a gang member, right? And he goes in there and he's like, he's asked to fight the landlord or whatever, and he's just like, no. And then he hits the dude. He's like, why you hit me? He's like, because you told me to. He's like, no, don't hit me, hit them. He's like, but why them? He's like, okay, hit me. And then he hits him again. It's just like, why are you still hitting me? Hit them. He's like, but I don't want to.
It's just so many. And then like in the middle of the film, it started getting like real serious. So we start seeing the landlord and her husband starting to fight.
Yep.
We like, holy shit.
And they got down, bro.
Oh,
they got
yeah.
busy. I was like,
I ain't
what
never
is
seen nothing
this?
like that, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And
how
then-
the
I really
frog-
thought you.
like,
I
the
really
whole
thought I was
frog
just watching
power
a
thing.
live anime.
Yeah. And then especially like the end fight, because like when it got serious and it started focusing
the big old
on
freaking palm, like,
yeah,
dude.
when he kept talking about how he wanted to learn martial arts because he had that pamphlet of the Buddha's palm, and how it's just like, it's a lie. He's like, it didn't work. He's like, I didn't learn anything. He's like, and I paid money for that when I was a kid. He's like, why? And then at the
Like,
end of it, yeah,
Like you realize, like they could have like adapted this into like a whole anime, and it would have did just as good.
I was thinking
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I was really thinking that.
Like, because it's set up just like an anime.
yeah,
Everything that happens in it is like an anime, and it plays out perfect.
yep. I was like, it's crazy. I was like, but I don't know. I was like, I want to walk. I'm gonna walk on the optimistic side for this film, right? Because of the fact that if it didn't have Stephen Chow in the film, directing it, writing it, or producing it, I would be a lot more concerned. But since he's coming back, I'm gonna walk on the optimistic side. But I will say this: I'm gonna walk on the cautiously optimistic, because of the fact that
I agree. Like,
well,
I think even Chow, like subconsciously, he might think that like I have to do, like I gotta go to the next step.
yeah.
Because it's a sequel, but I don't know. Man.
See,
I
that's
think-
my thing. I don't think he thinks that, because
hope
I don't
not.
think that
I'm
movie
just-
is as big as like it could have been. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
cult classic.
Listen,
It's like it's,
It's a
that
classic
movie-
among us because we know, but like,
well,
like,
think.
okay,
It's like
I'm using my circle or just people I know. I can bring that movie up and no one knows the hell I'm talking about.
Man, that shit is like mainstream. Like everybody, like you going.
I
like,
think nowadays
you
it is.
See it. Like, it has like millions of views on YouTube. Like it's.
Is
like,
it?
You bring it up. Yeah, you bring it up on Twitter. It goes viral. Like.
Now that's something like that's like I guess it's just grown over time. I guess because I don't think it was like that like when the movie originally came out.
Oh no, it
When
wasn't.
originally came
No,
out,
Wait,
it was a slow burn
yeah.
for it. People
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
It took years.
When it originally
Like, they're
ran,
experimenting.
it only grossed like I think $106 million worldwide. I think that was it. I was like, it was the definition of a cult classic because it got more notoriety as time went on. Now everyone knows that film.
Yeah, it's like Fifth Element, like type. So.
Yeah, Fifth Element was not popular when it came out, but now years later, everyone knows Fifth Element.
Well, Fifth Element got more popular when Chris Tucker like blew up with Smokey, bro. That's what helped that.
Yeah, true.
It was like Smokey in that. So like,
Smokey. Lilu have multipass.
Fifth Element had like it did terrible in the movies, and like right when it went to HBO, and of course then Friday came out, it blew up.
Yep. Yeah, because it had Chris Tucker. I was like, and that was even when the fact that was in the early days of when Bruce Willis was like very popular because he was riding high off of what was it, the first Die Hard when he did that film, wasn't he?
Like
no,
if
it
you
was already
go-
like the shit.
If
The
you
third
go
Die
watch
Hard.
some of the scenes in Kung Fu Hustle, it's stuff that they don't even do in shows now and movies now.
Oh, no doubt.
Yep.
And I think this is like right on the brink before they start making the It Mans and all that too. So this is like right before.
It was
that.
before then.
Yeah,
It was like right
Yeah,
before
it's
that.
before
Years.
a lot of the movies. Yeah.
'Cause that
Yeah.
came, Kung Fu Hustle came out in like 2004 or 3.
No, 2004. 2004. It came out 2004. You know, I was like, and Jay Slayer mentioned in the chat, he's like, another one that was a cult classic that was enjoyable and a hilarious martial arts film was Kung Pao.
Oh no.
Oh, Shaolin Soccer.
Oh, Shaolin Soccer, yes.
Soccer.
Yo, Shaolin Soccer's legit. Hey, listen here. I was like, I was like, yo, this like, I was like, if soccer was like this, I would be like, I'm all over that. All right, this is hardcore.
I'm surprised no studio has tried to make like an anime like that. Like, what is going on?
Well, we got it with Kuroko's basketball. We got
basketball. We got haiku, but like no.
yeah for volleyball, but we don't have a real like battle soccer.
Shaolin Soccer would be fire for anime.
Yeah, Shaolin Soccer would be perfect. I mean, we got a couple that are like intense with like baseball. I was like, you got Ace of Diamond and another one that's out.
Major.
Yeah,
Major.
I like, but with soccer, I was about to say, yeah, I don't think there's been one. I don't think there's a sports anime that's on soccer. I was like, they should.
If there's Night in the Area, that's the only one I know, and that one's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, but they do it in the vein of like Shaolin Soccer. Oh yeah, I'd be all over that. I was like, I mean, they already made like sumo wrestling like badass with Hinomaru Sumo.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah, I was
Never
like,
finished it though.
yo, that one is fire, and that opening song, oh, it gets me hyped up every time. I'm telling you, man, I like that one was great, but yeah, Shaolin Soccer, that's another one. But go back to it all, I was like, Kung Fu Hustle is one of those visionaries, and not necessarily visionaries. What's the word? What's the right term for what I'm trying to think of?
Pioneering.
Yeah, pioneer. They're one of the pioneers for that style of martial arts film and the more outlandish nature of it, and how you can make it more exaggerated, but still be really well choreographed and well done. Because then we started seeing that with like Ip Man with some of the fights. Like some of them got crazy, but you know they're dramatized, but they were based on. But then you see like some of the later Ip Mans, like Ip Man 2, with the fights between the different teachers when Ip Man tried to open up his school, right? You see like some of the stuff that they do.
I would say more so like they, cause Donnie Yen, he made like movies like Dragon Tiger Gate and stuff like that. I think he definitely got like inspiration from like Kung Fu Hustle and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But what do you guys think of something like Iron Monkey, which is one of my favorite films of all time?
Iron Monkey is interesting, right? I was like, and I could definitely see where you're coming from on that one.
Because it came out what, 86, I think?
86, yeah. But they were one of the other ones who tried to do those outlandish style martial arts films. However,
Yes.
like Kung Fu Hustle, it was a cult classic. It didn't get the notoriety, and even nowadays, I was like, that one is known, but that's still within the very hardcore of martial arts film aficionados.
That's very hardcore.
Yeah, but Kung Fu Hustle has reached out past the martial arts aficionados and connoisseurs like we are. Like, we all know a lot of different martial arts films and a lot of those kind of stuff. I was like, but Kung Fu Hustle has reached out to those fans and spread to comedy fans, action fans, and stuff like that, of people who can enjoy that type of film. I was like, whether they're into martial arts or anything like that, they can enjoy it. It's kind of like what made action films in the early 2000s really liked, because you had actors like Jackie Chan, you had Jet Li. They're the ones who really sold action films and really pushing it from not just action and like gunfights and stuff like that, but they also brought in martial arts, and they really kind of evolved the action sequence as we know. It wasn't your traditional 80s style action film with like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and all those, big dudes, big guns, and just running and punching.
Shit, you remember Hard Boiled?
Running and punching.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what they did. They ran and punched. Like, I was like, am I wrong?
Man,
Right.
Rainbow's out there with his shaved chest.
Yeah, I mean, look at Van Damme's movies, right? Look at the muscles from Brussels.
I was thinking that too.
I was about to say he had Bloodsport. Yeah.
Shit, bro.
Yeah. I was like, that was like actual like martial arts action, but I was like, a lot of other films, not all kind of martial arts like that.
That was probably that was the actual movie that got me into kickboxing.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, he did Kickboxer too.
Yeah. Yeah. Kickboxer. Yeah.
The Quest. He did a bunch of dope movies.
Oh yeah. I was like, hey man, if anyone.
What's the movie where he had a twin and he was freaking out because he thought his twin was having sex with his wife?
Oh! I know what you're talking about. I know.
Double Impact.
Double Impact. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh man, low key, those movies are the best. Like the classic martial arts movies, man.
Look, I think we're gonna have to have another. Yeah, we're getting
on track.
Listen, we're gonna have to do another special episode where we talk about Fight Club stuff and we talk about classic fight films. We're gonna have to all make a list.
Before we go on to the next topic, it'd be great if like Kung Fu Hustle it does come out and like it starts like a resurgence of Kung Fu movies again to get back in.
That would be great. That would be great.
Because a lot of these martial arts artists are like they're just like passing by. Cause there's so many out right now. We got Eco, we got Tony Jaa, we got Donnie Yen.
Tony Jaa is my dude.
Yeah.
It's like you only see them in like big films, but they always like the sideline characters sometimes.
Yeah. But and then and not only that, but like when they're doing a lot of when they're headlining a lot of films, right? It's all smaller independent films or smaller ones that are like not really localized. That's when you see like look at like Tony Jaa. Look at how many.
I hate seeing Tony Jaa as a side character.
No. He's a side character in the big film. No. Yeah. But think about that, right? So before we get, I was like, I know we got left, but he's always a side character in the big films that come over here to the West, right? But if you look at the films over there in like Japan and Korea and Vietnam and all those where he's making a lot of those films, he's usually the head. I was like, but he doesn't get enough recognition for those roles, right?
He getting more rep on Netflix than anything, bro.
Exactly, and it's sad. Yes, The Man from Nowhere. The Man from Nowhere is a perfect example.
He almost got more movies on there than Adam Sandler, bro.
Oh, The Man from Nowhere.
He's got more movies than Adam Sandler without none of the bad business deals.
Adam Sandler got like 15 Netflix flicks, bro. Like it's all bad.
Yep.
Like after Ong Bak, he just went to being a sideline character, bro.
Yeah, like Ong Bak was.
Never Back Down, Triple X.
Like Ong Bak.
Threat.
Hey there, Magenta. I see you over there. Wait, no, you're not wrong.
He's gonna be a sideline character in Monster Hunter too, like.
Oh yeah.
No. He's gonna be playing. The captain and Monster Hunter. No. They
sideline captain.
No, not the sideline captain.
That like a
sidekick captain.
Co-captain.
Co-captain. Also, Jay Slayer said Iron Monkey was fantastic for you too, Kofi.
Yeah, man. Yo, Iron Monkey. Yo, when he did the poison palm, when he flew through the wall, the villain, and poison palmed. I think it was I forget which character he poisoned, but when I first saw that, I was like, yo, this is so good. I love the fact that the story was about two heroes that come together to defeat an enemy. I think I hadn't seen that much in films like from. I think it actually came.
I mean, there was the.
It's like 93. It's like 93.
Yeah. I mean, there was also the film that Jet Li and Jackie Chan did together, where they did that.
Jet Li and Jackie Chan.
Yeah. They had one together, and then they had another one with the
one that in the early 2000s. I know
yeah,
you know about that
yeah, and the one with the boy from Sky High.
Yeah. They had one. They had one when they were younger.
Yeah, they had one when they were younger as well. Yeah. How you doing tonight, Magenta? But yeah, no, that was another classic one, right? All right. So with that being said, all right, guys, we're gonna do a whole nother special edition episode where we talk about classic fight films, and we're gonna bring up some of the ones we already talked about and others, and bring up a bunch of classic martial arts. So we went far too long with that one. Let's bring it back. All right. So yeah, Kung Fu Hustle 2. I'm excited, but we're gonna see what happens with it, right? We're gonna see how it all plays out. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Hopefully nostalgia doesn't kill it.
Yeah, let's hope that the nostalgia doesn't kill
it.
That's
what I'm saying. I just hope that doesn't happen. Like, 'cause people are gonna hold Kung Fu Hustle to such a high standard. Like, it's not like the same thing that I remember. So like.
It's gonna be the same thing with The Incredibles, like with Incredibles 2. Like, it wasn't a bad movie, but like everybody, like,
it had
such a long gap between the first one Everyone's like, man, I don't know.
It was
It's
that
not
nostalgia
fun for
factor. It
me.
was the nostalgia factor.
Because it fermented over the years. Because only had that movie, and it took forever to get a sequel. So everybody's, of course, everybody's more critical of it going forward.
Yeah. So I hope it's really good. It has to be, honestly. So
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be, right? All right. So, since we're sticking with our martial arts and anime talk, since we went from there, we got two things right here. And the first one is, boys, we're seeing the rise of a new star. We're seeing the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. Demon Slayer has been one hell of a come up story and Cinderella story when it comes to the manga and anime industry. It ended its first season to great praise. It's become so well beloved. Its art style from Ufotable has been beyond loved, and there's already so much excitement for the movie that's going to pick up the next story arc right after where the first season ended, going up and leading into the second season that's going to be coming later next year, from what they were saying. Well, the manga has been doing great. I was like, and it's been keeping at a well pace. Well, earlier this month, there was reports that it had finally become the one manga that had outsold One Piece. And One Piece has been the juggernaut of the manga industry for the past 20 years. It has been the best-selling manga basically since the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's been for like a decade or so, like that, I believe. So.
Yeah. No manga has even come close to doing its kind of numbers that it does in a month. Well, earlier last week, there was some updated sales numbers, and it showed that Demon Slayer not only dethroned One Piece, now for 2 months, but it actually outsold it by 200,000 copies, making it the one manga that has been able to outsell by a fair margin One Piece. And I gotta say, this is amazing, because there's always so many great mangas, and there's always some that are always great selling, but you don't see that. I was like, they do great numbers, right? You look at, like, of course, My Hero, biggest one, Promised Neverland, real big seller right there. Fire Force, not a super seller, but it's a seller. And then you look at some of the other isekais and stuff like that are popular. Overlord, relatively big seller. You look at Konosuba, I believe, is fairly up there. But it's all of the classics of what you would know. One Piece has been dominating the charts. Boruto, I believe, is up there since they started doing that after the end of Shippuden and stuff like that. I believe the Dragon Ball Super manga was up there for a little bit. I don't know if it's still on there. But it's a mix of the ones that have been on there for decades now, for years, and some of the newer ones that have gotten a lot of attention, but they're still not putting up massive numbers. Demon Slayer has become such a massive hit, especially with the manga scene, to see that it was even able, for even a month, now 2 months almost, to dethrone and outsell One Piece. And by the numbers it's doing, it's crazy to think about. Because you think about One Piece, you think that no one was ever going to touch that series when it comes to how much it sells. But to see what it's now accomplished, to the writer and the creator of manga, darling, you deserve all the praise. You have done something that very few people could ever say that they have done. And to know how much love and success that you have garnered from this, how much appreciation for this new franchise has been around, and to see your excitement on everything new coming to you. Congratulations. Honestly, you deserve this. Because when she wrote this, right, the creator never thought that she would be doing what she's doing. When she was approached about the manga,
she never thought it was gonna be serialized.
Yeah, she never was. And to see how excited she was when she got an anime and they said that we want to do an adaptation, she was excited. But to hear and how much she praised episode 19, or was it 19? Yeah,
Yeah,
the fight with
Rui.
yeah, Rui and Tanjiro, right? And to hear her excitement, the fact that she tweeted it out before it aired for everyone else, right? Saying how it made her cry on how they did such a phenomenal job with that. Goes to show how humble of a creator she is and how truly excited she is about the success of something that she didn't think was going to go anywhere. Something that she did simply as a pet project. She deserves all the success, and I'm glad to see what Demon Slayer has done to dethrone One Piece.
All right, now I'm about
Yeah.
to tell you my take.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, I know you have a hot take on this one.
I'm
So.
like, I would say, first off, Demon Slayer fans, they need to calm down because they out here shit talking. They out here shit talking One Piece like it ain't good.
Oh, they fall back on that.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
No.
Y'all are
Okay.
talking-
Let me cut you off real quick before you go real in. All right.
Oh.
What it is. No. He's absolutely right. I'm going to back up his.
Oh, okay. I'll say, ooh.
I thought we were gonna have a Neff moment. Okay.
No. Because I know exactly where Soul is going. I know exactly where he's coming from. It's because, dude. Let's call it what it is. The casual anime, all these new people that's into anime, they are coming out and they just being straight introduced to Demon Slayer. They have no idea what the hell One Piece
that's the
even
first
is,
thing
bro.
that they're ever seen. Like so, like
Yeah.
and like I give
It's
the
the same
creator
thing
and
when
all
you
that.
see. Oh yeah, we don't take anything away from her.
Yeah,
but that's just what it is, bro. It's the what's new, what's hot, and we're just catching on to
Exactly.
it. They have no idea what
Because,
One
like,
Piece is.
Yeah.
because that's the first thing you see when you get on Twitter or Facebook or anything or even like YouTube.
They
you
put
see
up those
you
polls, bro. Of
you
who
see
what anime
memes.
would mean anime. Yeah.
You gonna see memes of Demon Slayer. I see memes of Demon Slayer everywhere. It's crazy, and even if you don't get if you don't get the show, it's still funny.
Yeah, we're guilty of that.
So like
Hell yeah, man.
it's
I'm fine with
super
that.
popular and it's super hot.
Because all these new anime, I'm gonna call them posers, because that's what they are. They ain't see nothing but Demon Slayer or My Hero, bro.
They are some extreme posers. I you know what? The success
Don't
they
get me
have
wrong, anime
is
is
amazing.
blowing up now. It's blowing up like it's bigger than it's probably ever been right now.
But like it's just a trend. Like when Attack on Titan came out, everybody was jumping on Attack on Titan. Then
best
My
anime
Hero,
ever.
then One Punch Man, and then My Hero. It's just the first thing that they see,
And
but they don't care about
disrespecting all the
anything.
goats. Yeah, because
Exactly.
It wasn't doing the biggest thing whenever they started watching it, bro. That's all it is.
Yep.
It's
Put some
really
respect on something that's been out as long as
it's
half
really
them
good.
their age, you know. Like
it's amazing.
Right.
From what I've seen so far, it's amazing, and like it's
What,
definitely
Demon Slayer?
definitely probably
oh
going
my
to
bro,
get.
if you read it,
Dog,
goodness gracious of my life,
It's definitely
bro.
gonna get anime of the year if My Hero don't step up they shit.
Well, I think we're about to see. I think we're about to see My Hero step up because of the fact that it started off with the filler episode. We called it out. I was like, but once they actually got into it.
To take what Soul's saying though, My Hero, it's going to have a down point.
Oh yeah, it's going
It's
to.
coming.
Because
It-
the reason
it
he
is.
knows.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
down point is whenever, for real,
After the season.
Demon Slayer can really
Like-
capitalize because Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. I mean, reading it, bro. I read it, man, it's on fire.
And then on top of that, and then on top of that, you know,
Yeah,
like
I'm about to
we got
listen, like, every
we
week
got
or
the
so.
season that's for My Hero that's out right now. But right after that, we're gonna get the movie Demon
Yeah.
Slayer, so they're gonna be right back on top. So
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can say about that is that movie is gonna be the first like 6-7 episodes of the second season, bro, of the show.
Okay.
So it's gonna be one of those because initially Demon Slayer's the first 5 or 6 episodes of the first season was the movie that ended up getting serialized, you know, and she just put it into the episodes. But that's how that started too.
For which one?
Ah.
So
For which one?
That is that Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the
Well,
first
like-
season, the first like 6 or so episodes is actually a movie.
Oh.
Was a movie before.
It does play out like a movie. So like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, for me and you too. So if you think about it, look at the Haikyuu movies, right? The Haikyuu movies are a bunch of episodes kind of shortened down to kind of be. Look at like the last film, right? That was literally like the last film that came out was pretty much the whole third season between the fight between Karasuno and Shiratorizawa Academy.
Yeah.
I was like,
this wait, just give it time. We're gonna have some heated like fan bases. Like it's about to get crazy soon.
Because the fact that we're having a lot of anime too and stuff coming back
a lot
that
of
have been
quality, bro. That's the thing. There's always been a lot of anime, but it's quality now. A lot of quality.
A lot of quality animes that are coming back.
Every season, instead of getting like one or two, every season we used to get like one, maybe two that were like really, really good. Now we're getting like 4, 5, 6, bro, a season. We ain't having no down seasons. Like every time the season ends, we're jumping into something.
We're hopping right to the next one, and I was like, and there's so many that are good. I was like, look, like when I mentioned to y'all, check out Reincarnated as a Slime. When I told you I was another isekai, what was the first reaction? They're like, oh, it's another one. Because those are coming out a dime a dozen, right? But everyone actually enjoyed it because it was actually really good. We're starting to see a lot more quality. Yeah, I agree. We used to have like 1 or 2 big ones, right? There was one that was like not a returning anime or whatever, or one that had been real popular as a manga that everyone was hyped to see. Now we're seeing a lot of ones that aren't even having mangas, or if they are, they're picking up immediately like early on, and they're coming out high tier. Look at Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is one of those ones that are absolutely god tier level anime that doesn't have a lot of basis.
Yeah, it has like the audience to that is like super small, bro.
Yeah, it's very small. And like the funny thing about it, a lot of these studios and just anime, they're starting to notice.
Yep, and they want to start throwing more money at it, dude.
They just make it seasonal, and they just like, all right, we're going to just keep increasing the money on these seasons because they clearly
we're gonna get better art, better story, like it's me.
And now we're like I think me and you talked about this 2 weeks ago. We're starting to see the end of the era where animes are going years without getting a sequel. I was like, look at what happened for all of us here as hardcore anime fans. Especially with the fact that, like I said, we're all in our roughly mid-20s or early 30s, right? I was like, early 2000s, we saw a lot of great animes that came out. Look at what happened with Blue Exorcist. Look at what happened with No Game, No Life, and a few others. Those got really popular, got a lot of praise. Yeah. And I was like, and some of them may have gotten a few extra seasons. Look at like Log Horizon. Log Horizon was really well received. It got a second season. It talked about a third season, never happened. Yet you see Sword Art Online continuing, 6 seasons now at this point? There's a lot of ones that aren't getting other seasons that deserve it. Like No Game, No Life. I absolutely say No Game, No Life deserved a second season. It's real smart. Yes, I understand some people had an issue with the sexuality of it. But the thing is, that was still very well thought out and smart characters interacting in very smart, intelligent ways. And it was well done. But people couldn't get past certain things. There are a lot of animes that aren't getting a second season. Look at how long it's been 5 years before Cabineria, the Iron Fortress, even got its continuation, and it's getting a movie.
Talk about how that's like the best anime ever,
dude.
I love that anime.
Listen, I'll say this:
the anime is really good. And
the anime, it's better than Attack on Titan.
A lot of people. Whoa, a lot of people.
No, I say about what I say.
Whoa,
wait, I missed it.
I said I liked Cabineria, the Iron Fortress, than Attack on Titan. I liked it a lot more.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that one.
Hey, hang on. Attack on Titan is one of those stories of, hey, look, they waited too long. They waited too long, and season 2 burned a lot of people. No, season 2 burned a lot of people, and
I'm gonna say
no.
For anime wise, I agree. But
and the first half,
the story and
the story. Okay, again, that's where we're separating. And this is what we talked about earlier. Boruto, anime wise, trash. Manga wise, god tier, right? Attack on Titan is the same way. Season 2 was a massive burn for a lot of Attack on Titan fans. Season 3. Season 3. First half of season 3, a lot of people got really turned off.
Season 2 maybe not care no more.
Yeah. I went into season 3 with hope, right? The first half of season 3. The first half of season 3 pissed me off because of the fact
we not gonna slander Attack on Titan.
No, we gonna slander it right now. We gonna slander it right now. Now, listen. You see. Yes, we are. All right. First half of season 3, great. I was really interested and invested in Historia's line. All right. I'm glad that we made someone else a main character and got a lot of focus. Right. What I didn't like is the massive turnaround and regression of Aaron's character because he realized, oh, my dad. No. He's a bitch. He's a bitch.
Bloody.
He is the GOAT. You don't understand Aaron.
Look at
No.
Just from a psychological standpoint,
No.
he got shell shocked. It was a culture shock from what he learned.
No, listen, it don't matter. Listen, no. If you find out that your dad stole this, right, and you know what you have to do, does not mean you immediately go, oh God, my life sucks, just kill me now. Take it back. Take it. I don't deserve it.
Trust me, you don't
listen. When Armin becomes more of a when Armin becomes more of a badass than Aaron does, I was like, no.
Aaron is one of the best main characters in the world.
No.
You hear me?
Levi is one of the best main characters.
Levi doesn't. His man barely talks.
But he's still better. He's still better.
Strongest, but he's not better. Trust me.
Armin's better.
I know this.
Armin's better.
Armin is a bitch.
No, Armin becomes cold later. He becomes a badass. Yes, he does.
The man was he was afraid to kill somebody that was about to kill him.
Early on, he was always been a whiny bitch.
Like season 3, when the guy was in the cart with him, he's like, I don't know if I should kill this guy.
Hey, where's my lure? I gotta reel him in.
Oh no.
Listen, we're not gonna slander Attack on Titan.
We're gonna slander.
Iron Fortress is really good, but we're not gonna slander Attack on Titan here.
Combinary the Iron Fortress is amazing, and the animation in that one was well done. I was like, I'm mad that it took so long.
What I was about to say before y'all try to slander Attack on Titan, like a lot of people don't even know, because it's on. I think the second season is on Netflix or Amazon. A lot of people don't know there's a first season.
Of what?
That's unfortunate. Of Iron Fortress.
No, there is no. I was like, there is a first season. It never got a second season. I was like, it got a movie. It got a movie that takes place.
A lot of people don't know there's a season.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know.
They put out the movie because the movie came out earlier this year, and instead of doing a U.S. showing, they just brought it over to streaming services. The movie takes place directly after the end of the first season, which we talked about back in Christmas when they announced it, because I was hyped for it. I was like, because the fact that Covenary, the Iron Fortress, was so underrated, I was like, basically it's Attack on Titan, but with zombies and trains, but it's much better with a steampunk aesthetic.
And I love that it's not extended over multiple seasons. We get a complete series within 12 episodes. Like, you get beginning and end. I love that conclusion.
And the fact is that there's still other story arcs that came after that they could do. I was like, and they can do so much more. That's what they need. I was like, they don't need to be doing these seasons where there's these massive cliffhangers that don't even finish up next time in the next season. I was like, if there's a compelling story arc that you could tell, right? I was like, yes, we're now starting to see seasonal anime that's 24 seasons. We're starting to see the rise now of the double course, right? The 2 course, whether they play all 24 right back to back or they separate it throughout the year. I was like, but they're still telling a full story. We're not seeing that with a lot of others. And I was like, and that's what's starting to annoy me.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I need them to get on that workload of.
Oh yeah, but long running animes, if it's a weekly anime like One Piece has been, or like Black Clover, that's fine.
I would say Black Clover, bro, because Black Clover has put out like 100.
It's 107 episodes. 107 episodes.
Like nonstop, bro.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
That is a weekly anime.
They working. I know they hurting right now.
They hurting,
Dude,
but they working.
Freaking like overtime, bro. Come on.
But they are putting out. They have
no season break. No, it's been nonstop.
They've had a few weeks where they did like a week off where they did like a filler episode. But they've been working.
They've been working so much. They damn near caught up to the manga, bro.
Yep. Yep. And so.
Because what's his name already died. He just died. He didn't die too long ago, bro. Like he probably
You
died.
like-
Oh, are you talking
You're like,
about
holy
Julius? Julius?
You're
yeah,
like,
he
holy
died. He only
shit.
died
You're
like 4
yeah.
months ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like, yo, bro, they own it. Like, they really
Yo.
they need to slow down. Like,
See, but that's the funny thing about Black Clover is that people were saying early on that it was going too slow, and then now that they hit the action, they're trying to keep that pace moving. I was like, now they're saying, well, it's too fast.
Fire too.
Yeah, they've stepped up a lot on their animation, their fights, except for the one fight that I'll always call them out on, and that was the fucking fight with the
that
king,
fight was terrible,
the with the kingdom, the Diamond Kingdom.
I know.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That fight
That's
was like, I couldn't
that's
see anything.
still image water painted trees, man. No,
Like,
sir.
this is terrible.
That-
They learned their lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you better put some
Seven.
respect on
Is
that
that what y'all
on that Julius and Lick fight.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
Julius,
yeah.
that was dope. That was great right there.
It's just, I don't like. I like the manga a lot, but it's just I need more compelling characters. for me,
I could agree with that.
personally.
Yeah, I agree. And I know Kofi said something to this, but Dragon Slayer said, that the massive break kind of hurting it happened to D Gray Man, and that's a very solid truth.
Yeah.
If you look at D Gray Man, the original season was 100 episodes, really great, really wonderful, and then they announced, hey, look, we're gonna bring back D Gray Man, and when it came out, the season was kind of, well, it was short, so there's nothing wrong with that. But it wasn't that well done. The animation was kind of janky. I was like, and a lot of the fans of D. Grayman just kind of didn't care at that point. They waited too long to do a continuation. Kind of what happened for fans of Soul Eater, right?
Man,
When they did that
happened
spin-off
too
series.
with Attack on Titan for me.
Yeah, that's how it was.
I didn't give a
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Mad at a
yeah,
sequel?
I can't fault a lot of people that got mad at Attack on Titan. 'Cause it took damn near like 4 or 5 years. So
It was 5 years because when the first season came out, it was 2011 going into 2012,
Like,
and
we
I was a
waited-
senior. I was a senior in high school. I remember that.
we waited a console generation. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Wait, you count by console gen. That's all.
Yeah, it's been too long when you start counting by console generations instead of anything else. Nah, I remember back when it first came out, I was still on a PS2.
Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Like, let's
it's,
put in perspective. I graduated high school. The second season didn't come out yet.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was terrible.
See, I graduated when the first season ended because it came out when I was a senior in high school. I was like, yo, man, this is the dope. I was like, yo, this is what anime should be. I told everyone, I was like, yo, watch Attack on Titan. Watch Attack on Titan. Second season came out, I'm just like, the fuck is this? I waited years for this.
You're like, yo, they about to drop it now.
Yeah, they gonna drop it. They gonna drop it. They gonna drop it. And when it dropped, I'm just like, yo, it's so. And then I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, what is this?
That's what I'm saying. That's what killed it for me. I waited that long for it to be out.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and I can't fault you for that because
Yeah.
it definitely took forever. But I was reading the manga, so I was like, at least I got this.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is that was kind of what hurt us as hardcore fans with all the big animes that came out in the mid 2000s and early 2010s. Is that there was a lot of hype around a lot of shows. Like I said, No Game No Life is probably one of the biggest ones. I was like, because we even recently got the movie with No Game No Life 0, which talked about what led into them creating the world of Disboard, right? But that's like book 6 in the light novels. I was like, which is its own book talking about everything that happened. I was like, but we're not going to get another season. One, but partly because of how people reacted to it when it came out. But also because it's just been years. And I don't know if it'll come out. Same as if they do another season of Log Horizon. I want them to continue Log Horizon because where it left off with season 2, I'm just like, yo, this next story arc is going to kill. Because you're getting the rest of the crew that old boy knew that are coming from China and making their way through Japan right now. And then you got these crazy NPCs that are going to try and kill all the player characters coming in on the train. I was like, yo, there's a whole war about to go down. And then it never got another season, and I was left sad. I was like, but we're starting to see that nowadays. I was like, if there's enough excitement during a season and there's a lot of love for it, it's getting announced almost immediately for a second season. Or by the end of the end of the season 1, they're saying, hey, guess what? Season 2, it's absolutely coming in a year or maybe a year and a half. But it's coming.
Yeah, if they see just the hype for it, they already got the contract signed.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're starting to see that end of era of good animes getting left out in the dust and never get a continuation.
And I'm glad, like a lot of companies starting to realize, yo, anime is really getting up there because we got HBO Max that they including Crunchyroll.
They got Crunchyroll. And we talked about this, is that the reason that's happening is because HBO is a subsidiary and owned by AT&T, and AT&T is pulling in all the stuff that they own between that and Warner Brothers. So they got a whole slew because they're getting Crunchyroll, they're getting Rooster Teeth, they're getting HBO, they're getting Ghibli films.
We're starting to notice like a lot of these companies they're starting to compete with each other with anime. So we got Hulu, we got Amazon, we got Crunchyroll. So like it's
Netflix.
we
Yep,
got
Netflix.
of course too. So like it's just a lot. We're gonna get either way. The consumer's gonna be happy. So
Yeah. No, real quick. Can we agree, like, the casual fans getting anime now are really blessed? Because, like you said, Blake, back in the day, like, new animes we were watching back then, like, they want highs and shit now. Like, and now, right now,
like I said, it wasn't
if
that
coming to anime, like, they got full buffets.
Like
Like,
I said, it wasn't that many good ones, too.
Gene breaks up a good point. When we were younger and stuff like that, like 10 years ago, I was like, we were the hardcore, right? So there was the big ones that everyone was talking about. Like, especially when we were way younger, you know, everyone watched Dragon Ball. Everyone knew Dragon Ball.
Bleach.
Everyone watched Bleach. Everyone watched Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. Everyone.
Kenshin, good one.
Even an underrated anime, like you would never know if it's going to get a season 2 or even if it like even continue. Like one of my favorite like anime is Air Gear. I was like,
classic Air Gear.
I can't wait. I can't wait till they make another season. That they cut it off. I was like, bro, what is this?
Bro, Samurai Champloo, bro.
Samurai Champloo. Remember, we only got the first like half of it because it got to the where they recognized the story because it ended with that filler episode where what's her name was remembering everything that had happened because she wrote it down in her diary and she says, "Ha, just kidding." That was the end of like technically the first season, and there was a whole second half on where it actually got to the ending where it was supposed to be, but we didn't get that here in the West. Same look at what happened with like Case Closed or Detective Conan for fans of that.
Yes, yo.
Oh, they used to repeat episodes. It's like, oh, okay, bro.
Because in the West we only got 52 episodes. I counted, and if you go and watch, the fact is it never stopped running in Japan, and it's at 800.
No, it never did.
800, and I watched all those episodes, all 860 some odd episodes, and all 14 movies.
Redundant episodes.
And then we get nothing but filler with Inuyasha.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one. Yo, I was so mad about Inuyasha.
Yep.
And then they finally had brought it back. Oh.
Yep.
They didn't care no more.
They were just treating us like shit back in the day, bro.
Yeah, they were.
Even though the series finished, you could say it was over. I was a big fan of Outlaw Star.
Outlaw Star. Yo, you want to talk about space westerns? Outlaw Star was up there with Cowboy Bebop and Trigun.
Yeah.
I was like, people don't give Outlaw Star.
It took so long for them to finish.
And it wasn't that many episodes.
But there was a lot of issues going on with Trigun being brought over to the West. But when it finally did get finished, bruh, Trigun, classic, fucking
that's in my top 5. Cause when I seen that, I was like, yeah. I had my Xbox name Trigun. I changed one of my names to Knives.
Oh, good old Knives.
Amazing.
Gungrave.
That game was amazing, bro.
Yo, Gungraves. That's a priest right there. I'm telling you.
I remember they had the arcade guns, bro.
Yes. Where you had that his massive revolvers that are oversized in all extent.
I seen that, so I was like, I got to get this.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I was like, we struggled through a lot of that time because while those were the big ones, right? Some of us
actually spoiled nowadays, bro.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Titled.
Yeah, because we watched those, right? We watched through all of those, and those were the big ones. But also some of us watched the ones that may have not been popular.
Got with the water hose.
Yeah. See, because we got it trickled, but we also watched a lot of the others animes that came out late at night that no one was talking about. Like a lot of people don't really know Big O, but Big O's a classic. No one remembers classic Zoids. Like no one knows Zoids.
Oh yeah. Oh, Big Cloud, right?
Yep.
Big Cloud,
Yep. And then like for me, like I was like, I don't know if anyone had like old school cable channel, right? Did anyone ever find find the AZN channel, or I called it the Asian channel, but it was literally called AZN. I was like, they showed a lot of anime.
That's probably something to your state.
Yeah, well, that but they had a lot of late. They had a lot of late night anime. That was actually how I first watched Revolutionary Princess Utena, or also known as the Rose of Versailles. I was like, most people do not know about Revolutionary Girl Utena. I was like, and that's another classic that no one knows about unless you went out of your way to watch it and find it.
Yeah.
Like for us, we had to go out of our way to find animes, and we found this stuff.
We couldn't set alarms to wake up in the mid like at 11
No,
o'clock.
no
we had to
DVR.
We had to wait till we hear the Inuyasha end song to wake up sometimes.
Yep. We had
It was usually a great ending.
Yeah, I was like, or we had to be like super sneaky, pretend to go to bed, and wait till everyone keep ourselves awake, and then make sure to turn on the light, cover the doors, and like turn it all slow, like super low, so you don't wake anyone up in the middle of the night while you're trying to watch it at like 2:00 in the morning. Like,
but the commercial be loud.
Yeah.
I was trying to find anime movies back then in the day, bro. Like, bro, you had to scout for those damn things so if you couldn't find them.
Sometimes they would just pop up. Sometimes they just come on like Adult Swim. That's how I watched Princess Mononoke. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm like,
Princess
this is
Mononoke.
amazing. I was like, my God, I like this. I got a crush on the girl. I was like, this is amazing. I was little as hell.
Soul was furry back then. Oh man.
hey, look, listen here. Me and Soul have always been in love of the ecchi. All right, we love our anime titties, and we're proud of that.
I was young, so I didn't. I was like, who is
Oh, okay. So if we're talking about girls who we fell in love with when we were young, saw anime. I fell in love with Eureka. I was like, he was saying, oh, this girl's pretty. I fell in love with her. I was like, if we're talking about girls that we fell in love with from anime when we were younger, mine was Eureka from Eureka 7.
But she's not a fur. She's just a girl that was hanging with wolves, right?
Huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, well yeah, for Princess Mononoke. But Eureka from Eureka 7 was something else. I was like, that was. Let's say she is precious. All right, that is wholesome.
Then we had Furikuri.
Furikuri. Yeah, Furikuri. And then, of course, we had Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, Neon Genesis, yeah.
Which made me realize... Hey, watching Neon Genesis when I got older made me realize I was fucked up.
We had a lot in Cottonmouth. We had to wait for a lot of the good shows.
Yep. Yeah. But Neon Genesis Evangelion, watching it now as I'm older, made me realize I was like, damn, I was desensitized and fucked up as a kid. Because there's some shit in that show I'm just like, the fuck?
Yeah, there's some dark stuff.
That whole show is dark. All right, and that's not even counting the movie. I was like, and the fact is, they're also bringing that out now. They're bringing that out as like Neon Genesis Evangelion 1.0 plus 3.0. That's another one. I was like, so, and still immortalizes Shinji's a bitch, little bitch. I don't care what anyone tries to defend. No, Shinji is a little bitch. I was like,
I agree with you 100%.
I was like, and.
Oh, yeah. Paranoia Agent.
Oh, Paranoia Agent. Yo, I'm so glad someone else knows Paranoia Agent because
creep me out. Like,
yo, that fucked with my mind. Okay, so Paranoia Agent. The gold baseball bat that would kill people by rolling past them, and it started like this whole social commentary, right? Because it was supposed to be like talking about freeing people from society's controls and stuff like that. So all the people who were killed are being freed from the thought control of society. Like that whole show.
That shit used to creep me out.
It creeped me out, but it's psychological shit. And every time I would mention it, I forgot the name for so long. But when I would talk about it, people were like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I've never heard that show." I'm just like, "Yo, did I imagine this shit?" I was like, "Don't tell me I imagined it."
I used to think the same thing. I used to think like, "Yo, y'all know about the anime where the guy he's like on a rollerblade."
Yo, that thing came on. Yeah, that thing used to come on when Fully came on.
Yeah.
And then like, it's like a teddy bear in there and all.
Yeah, the pink teddy bear that was like super floppy about, and like the whole symbol was like the white laughing face or whatever.
People didn't know nothing. Like, you're tripping.
Nothing.
Dreaming, bro. Like,
yeah, I was just like, dude.
S. Cryed was.
Yeah, S. Cryed.
That show, I love that show.
Oh, that show's a trip, bro. The dude with the crazy arm.
Yeah, he like would boost himself and
punch people and stuff.
Oh, and there's another classic. That's another classic Jay brought up that only people who went out of their way to watch it and it was a more adult was Chobits. Chobits was another classic.
I can't. I didn't like it.
Okay, look, it was not for everyone. I won't deny it was not for everyone. But that was another one of those ones that came out way back out in the day that you had to go out of your way to find. But Chobits was another one. I actually read that whole manga. Love Hina. Love Hina. Love Hina.
Okay, Love Hina. I actually did like that.
Okay, I liked the manga. I hated the anime. Because in the anime, they made old boy way too dumber than he was, and just fit that whole, like, I have a harem for no apparent reason. At least in the books,
it reminds me of the girl from Elfen Lied.
Oh, Elfen Lied? Yeah.
The Elfen Lied, yeah.
And that's another classic one. That's another one. Good old Elfen Lied.
Speaking of, like, kind of creepy animes that were hard to understand.
Dot Hack Sign! Dot Hack Sign is another classic. All right, listen. Look, all right, I'm not gonna lie. This whole show is going left every time, but keep going.
What would you say, Kofi?
Yeah, last one. Serial Experiments Lane.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
it's
yes.
A girl who got like jack into a network, and everybody's now like joining this digital world. But like people, I think it was like people were disappearing or dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Tenchi Muyo.
I never knew the name of this.
Hey, much love to Novad. Yeah. I Tenchi Muyo is a classic, and no one remembers Tenchi Muyo. There was a remake of it recently, and they completely changed all of it. But Tenchi Muyo. Yeah, Tenchi. Hey, man, I was like, yo, that made me fall in love with space pirates because, oh, girl. Whoo, yes.
Girl was nasty.
Yeah, she was. Yes, she was. Oh man!
I was like, "What is this?"
All right, that's it. Yeah, right. That's it. Okay, this whole show has literally been going left and down memory lane, but we're gonna go with it because
Dot Hack Sign had so much potential to be a good game, but it never was a good game.
No, but the remake of it, the one that came out, was a good game. What was it? GU Rewired Recoded. What was it called? Kofi? The remake of the Dot Hack games.
I never played like the up to date ones. So
I played the original one on the PlayStation 1.
PS2 pissed me off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they remade them and they're much better because everyone I know who actually played the originals played the PS4 remake and said it's actually good. And it's like, I think it's like GU.
That was
Last Recode. Last
really
Recode.
To be in like a VR.
Yes, because Dot Hack Sign is the one who started that shit, not Sword Art Online like everyone believes. Dot Hack is the one that did that. I was like, that was the founder of the whole, hey, live in a game kind of world, right?
Yep.
But I'll say this. Dot Hack Sign, the first season, was a lot rough for a lot of people, but a lot of people liked the second season, which was Twilight. A lot of people like Dot Hack Twilight more than they like the original season. And I will understand that. I like the original season, but I do understand that it was one of those ones that was hard for a lot of people. But everyone who watched Twilight really enjoyed it. And the season that came after that, I was like, those were the real good ones for everyone.
Yeah, agreed. I didn't like that first season, man. I think we were talking about that the last cast. The main character, I just felt like he was just emotional and running away, and then the anime ended. There was no development for that guy.
Yeah, he was depressed 24/7. He was like,
yeah. If you look at the posters, he just looks sad. Like,
yeah.
Even when he would use the bracelet, he's just like, yeah, okay.
Right.
But I liked it because of everything else that was going on, because I fell into the world. I was like, he didn't really sell me on the character. But yes, the second season, I will agree that Twilight was much better. Yeah, with the twins, Black Lotus was amazing. Yeah, and Rose, what was his sister's name? Rose something. I was like, it's been a while since I saw that, but yeah, classic ones right there. Excel World is another good one. Yeah.
Fuck.
I like. All right. We keep going so far left that we're not even back on track anymore.
Hey,
yeah.
The top is going on.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, hey, listen, this was a great rundown memory lane. I was like, this is classic.
Yo, real quick, since we're already on the left, I got a question for Super G. So of course, you got a Demon Slayer movie coming out later on this year. But of course, we know it's gonna be a shit show on Twitter once it drops. But how bad do you think the fight is gonna be compared to Momoshiki's fight in Boruto? So I think people are gonna splatter that movie once this movie comes out.
Yo, man, that fight's gonna be sick though, bro. It's gonna be tough, man.
Which one? The one from Demon Slayer?
Especially because of the animation is so great, bro. The animation is gonna amp that fight even higher than what it is, bro.
Hey, do y'all think that the fight from the movie is gonna be in there, or do y'all think that the fight between Tanjiro and Rui as it was is gonna be probably for fight of the year.
I don't
Wait,
even
Church, what
know.
now?
No, I think that
I'm
they,
like,
if anything,
for Game Award, you talking about for the Anime Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah, Demon Slayer going to win Best Anime and Best Fight. Hands down.
you think it's gonna win best fight too? I don't think the fight was that like.
But it depends on if My Hero does what it has to do. It's
Will we
like
get there in time? I don't think it will.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, dude. Because My Hero ain't gonna end till what? Probably like March, maybe.
No. My Hero. This season doesn't end until the beginning of January. No, mid-January.
Nah, it's gonna be.
No.
Never.
Because
They're
the winter season starts in mid-January. I was like, so the
I
season
think
that's
it's
running
gonna
right now.
go through the winter season though.
Okay,
then
so
again, they're not gonna be counted. Yeah,
Bro,
so
you
it's
got-
gonna be Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be Demon Slayer.
yeah. So if that's the case, then yeah, it's gonna go.
What other fight scenes happen?
My,
Well-
my hero got what? 20. It's gonna be 25 episodes. You guys just think that's like 25 weeks, bro.
Yeah, but remember they were
Started,
they
that
were remember they were
And they're
doing
gonna
half
take
courses.
weeks
They were doing half courses. Remember they did
I know
12
that. That's
and
why
12.
I say it's still not gonna be done until like.
So it's
April
gonna
at least.
so it's probably gonna be like 30 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
So yeah. So
It's
then
still months from now.
it's definitely gonna be the year of
Yeah, it's
Demon Slayer.
it's either gonna be it has to be Demon Slayer.
Also, I have to say
Attack on Titan
if there's an
not winning.
anime movie of the year, I was like I'm
But
definitely
Vinland Saga, bro, got some sick fights.
Yeah,
They got some
oh,
sick fights,
yo,
but they're like-
Thorfinn versus Trollkin, like the first time they meet.
Yeah,
Oh.
like they're amazing. Trust me, because that's my favorite anime right now. But just from popularity and what's hot right now, and like
Yeah.
how underground
Vinland Saga-
Vinland Saga is,
I was about to say,
like, it's so
it's
underground.
underground.
It's,
It might not even be nominated for nothing, honestly.
exactly. Like I don't
And,
see
and
like,
it's,
so
it's
underground.
gonna be sad that it's gonna get ignored. It's
Because
absolutely
Amazon is not even known for having anime like that, bro. So
like
Yeah.
oh, actually, I don't know, bro. Because we got the Black Clover fight.
oh yes, Black Clover has so many.
Yo,
good fights.
yo.
So
Specifically, what was the big fight? There was one that was absolutely amazing this year.
For some reason, I forgot their names, but it's
Oh,
you know,
no.
the picture magic, and then it was
Oh, yeah.
and, Veto.
Yeah, the Beto fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
No, that Beto fight where everyone was in on it and how it was going wild, bro.
Yeah, the Veto fight was crazy, bro. The whole Veto fight, bro. Like
Yeah, the Vital fight versus what's
Versus
his
the
name?
Black
I can't
Fools.
remember. No,
Yami.
Yami was
Yami.
When Yami came, and then Lick. That's when Lick first appeared.
yeah. Well, that was Yami
what
versus
was
the Eye of Midnight because that was him and all three.
no. Juno versus Real.
Ooh, yeah, that was a good one too.
That was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when he first pulled out his spirit form.
Who they got some good Hakimaru versus the Samurais and Duroro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dororo too. That was another great one too.
Those were good, but I don't think they're on the same level.
No,
That's
no,
a
bro.
Demon Slayer.
Those ones were well done fights.
Man,
Is
you know
Mob
what?
Psycho-
You know
Mob
what?
Psycho 2019?
Yeah. Dororo came out earlier this year. It was in the
No,
spring.
it's Mob Psycho 2019.
Yeah, I think it came out the winter season. So yes, technically it would be this year.
My Psycho.
I don't. You know what? We talking about all these good fights, but I still think Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer gonna take it.
I think
And
it'll
they're
win
gonna
because it
look
had
at
the
the
cultural
emotion
impact.
behind Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
You got Captain on the side too right now. So
Like,
But look,
the
if
song-
none
the
of our-
song that played and the
Yeah.
way he was moving and the animation and everything, people gonna
Yeah,
look at that, bro.
because
Like,
because you
they-
can watch that
honestly,
you can watch those 2
I
minutes
seen-
and still get teary eyed every time.
I seen the manga version of the fight and then the anime version.
That's what I said, right? Like it's
You were like,
crazy,
whoa,
right?
you like,
Big.
holy. Yeah, so
Like-
like,
Wait,
like,
isn't
I-
that category for best adaptation as well?
It might.
There needs to be
Bro,
one
like-
this year because, ooh, boy, man, Doro, Demon Slayer, bro, like, from manga to anime, bro, that's like, bro, Jesus, bro, it's like evolution
yo,
at that point.
2019 been fire for anime, bro. Like,
Facts.
you had what? Like, you have
All right,
Mob
let me ask
Psycho
you
and
a
all
question.
that. Like,
Who's reading Demon Slayer though?
Y'all are.
Not me,
I was like, I'm
yeah.
keeping myself. I'm keeping
So
myself.
it's just me and Op.
Yeah.
Man, y'all come on.
And you know how
You can't be just me and
this is
Super
gonna
G.
touch on the topic you guys talked about earlier about how big she's like the creators are blowing up.
Yeah.
Yo, but if you read it, that show me like I don't know what she's gonna do, but that thing look like it's coming to an end.
No, but
I
that's
heard
the,
that.
no, but
I
that's
heard
that's the thing. Yeah, that's what she said though, is that she had a already established ending that she wants to do, and she doesn't want to drag it out.
And that's my point. That's my point. Because right now, like if you honestly like be reading it,
Because
right
they
now,
close to
at
finding Michael
180,
Jackson.
It's like 182, like the issue or
That'll
chapter.
be done by December. It might be January.
Dude, like the fight is going down, bro. Like people are dying, and Tanjiro's like, man, I don't know who I'm gonna leave for like my legacy and my name, because you're gonna find out like more stuff about it. But like, bro, like it seems like it's about to end within like the next like month and a half or so.
Yeah, unless they put another Shippuden. We thought it was modern.
That's what I was saying. But like,
that's another good one. That they mentioned in the chat was, remember in Black Clover when Leona took on all of the elves.
Hell yeah. Yes, and she was mopping them.
She was mopping them.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be a good.
Listen, I was like, Vinland Saga, I hope, but I don't think it's gonna be on there. But Black Clover is definitely gonna be on there. We're gonna see Mob Psycho. We're gonna see Dororo, and of course Demon Slayer.
Even the one episode of One Punch Man that was good. Season 2.
Oh yeah, yo, Bong and Bomb when they beat down on Garo. Yo, that fight was legit.
Garo versus all the heroes. Yeah, it's so like.
Yeah.
It's just.
Bah!
That's the only episode. So.
No. But it was not when he was just fighting all those heroes. But that was the same episode when he got jumped and attacked by Bang and Bomb. And when they were whooping his ass and giving him that work, I was just like, bruh.
It might be Demon Slayer.
Look
at the edge.
Yeah, but look, that Mob Psycho. Listen, wait, hang on. Someone look up when the awards come out. We're gonna make our suggestions.
Best music. Go ahead.
Yes. Opening.
Hey, they gonna make us do.
All right. Hang on, guys. Stop right now. Listen, we're gonna do an episode all dedicated to making our predictions of what's gonna get nominated for what, going through everything. Demon Slayer everything. All right, we're calling it right now, just like we did in 2018 when we said that Devilman Crybaby was gonna get Anime of the Year. We're saying it right now. Demon Slayer's gonna win.
Well, that's not even hard to say, but like.
But no, everyone said the same thing about Devilman Crybaby.
But that was a risk though. Like they took a risk on that.
Yeah, but no one thought that was gonna win.
Demon Slayer is too good not to win. So.
Whoa, Castlevania, was that this year or last year?
Castlevania season 2 was this year. No, season 2 is this year, I believe.
No, it was last year.
But it's not. They don't consider that an anime, so.
Bullshit.
They don't consider that an anime, so.
All right. Look, there's a lot of great stuff out there. There's a lot of shit. Look, we're gonna come back to this. All right, we're gonna make a full list of everything that we think is gonna be in production and recognized.
Considered though. Castlevania should be considered.
Yeah, I agree. All right, look, we're gonna do a special. Listen, we got a few other topics. I was like, I gotta bring this in. All right, we're gonna come back to this on its own episode and do our own full breakdown of what we know as the usual categories, and we'll go from there based on everything in 2019. We'll come back to this topic, I promise, guys, because everyone in the chat's even get all excited for it. All right, hang on.
Yo, real quick. Last thing. Is anyone else reading Seven Deadly Sins?
I am.
I started.
Lord, the son for all, bro.
Oh, no.
Escanor is the
one.
All right.
It's been wild, man. All right, next topic.
Next topic. All right. So to end our talk about anime, because we've been going so far off with it, Japan. So this is an update to the KyoAni incident that we talked about a couple months back. So for those who don't know, KyoAni is a really big animation studio in Kyoto. Very well respected, did a lot of amazing projects and stuff like that. They were the target of an arson attack in Japan. Kind of shocked the country as well as Kyoto, because crimes like that never happen, especially a crime that killed half of the studio staff. Well, because of the incident, there was regulations that already were in effect, is that when buying gasoline in Japan in portable containers, there were regulations of, hey, you got to tell the attendant, talk to them and let them know what you're trying to do with the gas or what you're using it for, especially if you're taking it in a portable container outside of a vehicle. Well, because of this incident, Kyoto has absolutely pushed, and Japan is actually going to sign into law that now whenever gassing up in portable containers, you are required, before you can even fill up or even pay for it, you must see the attendant, show your ID with all your information, explain what the gas is being used for, and then they have to mark it, a record on it of you purchasing how much gas and the date and time of everything. So if anything happens, they will have a record of all those kind of things to prevent this from happening. Especially
All I'm
with
saying is, America got to do better then. So like, if they can do that fast, bro, if they can do
Facts,
that
bro,
fast,
facts.
Bro, you know how efficient they got that out? Like, jeez, bro, it's been what, a couple months since that attack?
it's been like 2 months, I believe. 2 months. Because it happened
Bro,
only
it's been
recently.
used for how many years, and they haven't done nothing yet? Like, come on.
Facts.
Yes.
That's all
So
I gotta- that's
one.
facts.
that's all I'm gonna say.
And they got more people and they dealing with more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
so first up, I want again our wishes go out to the families that are recovering. Some of the staff has slowly been coming back to work at their own pace. They cancel a lot of events. Completely understandable. I'm glad that they got a lot of support from the industry and from fans and stuff like that. So I'm glad that something is being done in the wake of what happened. It's heartbreaking that it had to happen and that this was the way to do something. But the fact is that hopefully this prevents anything from happening like this again. So again, our thoughts to the families and everyone out there who was affected by that. But we're glad that the Japanese government reacted quickly on this to do something to prevent this from happening again. So I cannot wait for this to go into law for them to prevent this from happening. So
Do you think the studio should relocate after that incident?
No, I think they'd be fine. I think it's just like one of them one-off things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people are just
Well,
weird.
it's not from the issue of like it'll happen again, but like from the psychological standpoint, like
Oh no, that
like people you're close to, like
Just walking into the same office.
right, like people got
Yeah,
charged
yeah,
right there,
yeah.
that same spot you can walk through every day.
I mean,
I can't do it.
I
But,
mean,
like,
I think it's a possibility,
I
but
think-
I think they can
I'm-
build up and recover, because they're already
Yeah,
talking
I don't
about
see
they're already talking
Wait.
about rebuilding all the damage to the studio. So I think they're gonna try and make the best of it, and build upon and make sure that it wasn't all in vain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I think honestly that's probably like one of the best locations for them and everything. So like even if they move, it might just be bad, and then that's money out of their pockets and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. So I honestly think that's gonna be that. I think they're gonna handle that with that. All right.
Hey, listen, they don't got to worry about it anymore. So
Yeah, exactly, right?
True.
Right, exactly. All right, now, on to our comic book news, because we're going to kind of speed through these a little bit, because we got about a little bit longer. Because we were going longer today since we missed up for last week's. And some of this is news from last week, so we're going to start out with the big one. Todd Phillips, director of Joker. Probably one of the biggest comic book movies out right now. R-rated film specifically.
The best one.
Broke every record
Yes, sir.
right now. Probably going to be the first R-rated comic book movie to hit $1 billion. Because of the fact that we still haven't seen a premiere in China. I was like, and it's encroaching on 800 million right now. It already passed the Deadpool 1 and 2. So, this film...
I actually got something to say about the stuff that's going in China, but go ahead.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. But Todd Phillips stated when he puts this film on DVD and Blu-ray, there will be no deleted scenes. And he says that he deleted those scenes because they did not help support or give any sort of clarity to the vision that he had for the film, and that they were deleted for a reason. Either they added too much that took away from certain aspects, or they had no purpose and that they were unnecessary. He said people and companies that keep putting these deleted scenes into films are sometimes doing it just because, and that sometimes they don't even add anything extra to the film. Literally, it's just things that they filmed that were just like, it's unnecessary in the theater. He says the way that he made the film, the way that it is seen in theaters, will be how it will be on Blu-ray and streaming services, because of the fact that that's what he believes in, and that's the way that the movie should be viewed. It doesn't need anything extra, doesn't need anything less. I was like, and when I read his thoughts on that, I thought it was a very interesting aspect, because we live in the aspect of, deleted scenes in every movie nowadays. And the fact that he said, you know what? Fuck the norm. Forget what we're used to seeing. That's not what my vision is. That's not what I wanted to do. There's a reason I removed those from the film. I'm not going to add them in just for some cheeky extra content or whatever. No, you're going to see the film the way that I envisioned it and the way that it was meant to be seen. And I gotta say, those are balls on what he did with that. And you know what? Good on him. You know what? He's a visionary in his own right. And he's going to present the product and vision of a film that he wanted seen in his way. So, the fact that he's not wanting to sell out and add deleted content or anything, that's good on him for standing up to that. You know, if that's truly how he believes, I'm glad for him. I was like, and I think that it's an interesting take. I was like, sometimes when I see deleted scenes in a film, I'm just like, oh yeah, this was deleted for probably good reason. Because I was like, this was pointless. Why? So the fact is, most of the time it doesn't do anything. So I'm glad that he's taking a stand against it all. Op, I know you have a big talk about this.
Oh,
What-
I'm sorry for the pause. I thought you were cut out for a
Or
second.
not,
Yeah,
not. Oh, sorry. No, I stopped. Sorry. Up, I know you had something, but so I know you're very quick to, or very heavy on wanting to say something about this. So tell me, or let everyone know how you feel about Todd's viewpoints on this.
Well, I 100% agree with him because like y'all already know that my like main like point against like just Marvel films is they just show all these deleted scenes just to like get people to like retweet them or you know like post them, and like sometimes it ruins just like what they already previously shown, or even like just their interviews ruin the viewing for their shows or their movies or whatever. So I could completely agree. Like if you deleted it, and they shouldn't put that in the film.
Yeah.
At all. Or put that on a DVD. Because then that's gonna make me feel as though like, damn, like if there is a scene that was really good,
unless you're Justice League.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Snyder's cut.
or
Yeah, the Snyder cut.
hang
Yeah.
on. Or as Jay Slayer was mentioning in the chat, was look at the extended cuts or the director's cuts for Lord of the Rings. The reason those are better is because it's not an extra 5 minutes of content that was cut. No, you're talking about half an hour to almost an hour worth of content. I was about to say, you're looking at those films in theaters as 2 hours. With the extended cuts, they're pushed them to almost 3.5. That is a absorbent amount of content that adds something. Not 5 minutes of an extra conversation that really doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree with that point because you know just from like just the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits and the series and stuff like that,
And
they
Batman
want to
Superman, too.
expand. They want to expand on that stuff. But Joker, you're just gonna have a conversation there, or Marvel, you're just gonna have a cut scene like just like a cut scene here and there. It's just it's pointless. Or they're gonna add something and it's gonna piss me off. Like what y'all just ruined the whole thing.
Exactly. That's fair enough. G, what is your thoughts on this?
The same as Souls.
All right.
That's
He's
it.
he's like, it's exactly the same as Souls. Op, do you have anything that you want to say? Is there anything that you think on this?
I mean, everybody's not wrong. Everybody's 100% right about this. I just want to see what if it's something play out differently.
Okay.
Like going back to what you said, Marvel showing deleted scenes for movies, interviews, all that. It does ruin what they pretty much built up for that movie as well. Because at that point, like
Because some of it's
Right.
unnecessary. Some of it is absolutely unnecessary.
yeah, it's true. Most is unnecessary. Of course, there are some cases that is needed, like Batman vs Superman. The extended cut they retweeted.
They
that
just
was
need to
needed.
drop the whole Snyder's cut, but
Yeah.
I digress. But like even
Yeah,
like
it's just-
you know with the Avengers movie, my whole like complaint was like they cut out the wrong parts of the movie.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
bad at that.
then they showed the wrong deleted scenes of the movie. And it's like some of the stuff doesn't flow right. But yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I agree with Todd. So at the end of the day,
Yeah,
They
this isn't gonna make a
deleted-
break it for the Blu-ray and nothing like that. I just want to see what could have happened if the difference being there. But like, again, this is not serious at all.
I would rather them like
Hey,
him
they're
sit
called
down.
deleted scenes for a reason.
Yeah.
True.
I would rather
Yeah.
I would
Not
rather him
extended
like just
scene.
sit down and like just talk about just like
Oh,
the
yeah,
world
director's
and the
commentary?
lore or stuff like that. Yeah, like I just rather him like actually talk about like how like what was his direction in this particular scene or whatnot, blah blah blah.
That'll actually go
I
a long
really
way.
appreciate it. I really appreciate that.
Yep. Exactly.
Or like going deaf, or like the ending of Joker or stuff like that. Like what scenes may like just lead us on. Like what scenes may have been real.
Yeah, everybody seen it already, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
I so. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's something else, man. It's amazing.
Yo, okay, now I wasn't on the show when you guys probably talked about it, but I want to ask you guys something.
Well, we didn't really talk about it because no one was all together when we talked about it.
Okay.
Hey, don't y'all think like real life they should like reboot the DCEU like starting with that movie?
That would be
Yes.
fire, but that would be tricky.
Or no. Think about when that takes.
No. The only reason why I say that is because like look at the tie-ins of like Batman. The only thing that messes it up is like Joker's age per se.
Yeah.
But like
that
the
was
way,
the biggest thing.
But that's what I'm
the way
saying
they
is
tied
that.
into like Batman's
But you
parents.
But see,
you know how they would do it. They would just say this one particular wasn't the Joker that Batman faced. He was inspired.
Exactly.
The Joker was
because
inspired
now
by
they
him.
made it
So, like,
exactly. Now they made it to where the Joker is not a person; it's a mantle. You know,
and then, and then even though that we don't even know his real name because he was adopted. We don't we don't know his actual real name. So it may have been Jack Napier or may have not. So
And remember, from the beginning of the film, he makes it known that what he says is what he thinks. He already admits it not being maybe true, but not necessarily in that way that he's telling it.
So it still goes on that lore of the Joker. We don't really know what's real and what's not.
But
Yeah,
I was
you know
just thinking
though?
like with this Batman movie that's coming out, I think that's like
See,
what
here's the
started
thing.
it.
Because of the year that this happens in, right, and what we're seeing with a lot of the other films, they're all kind of jumping around timelines, right? Look at what we saw with Wonder Woman being originally back in World War One in the early 1914 whatever. Now we're seeing Wonder Woman 1984, right? Now it's in the 80s. It's easily that we can move the years around to be able to use that.
You wouldn't even technically have to move it because her movie's so far ahead. Like, I'm not saying delete her movie because her movie was solid. Aquaman's was solid.
Shazam was solid.
The whole Shazam was solid. Yeah. But I think.
But I'm saying that you could take all those. You could take all those
and all that. Just like kick them to the curb, bro, and just like go on. Like
just sweep.
Because their times, the time with Wonder Woman, because of the time it was, like it fits. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't affect Joker thing in any kind of way. You know.
They actually got like a name for this universe though. It's called DC Black, I believe.
Yeah.
So, or DC
So-
Dark.
Yeah,
one of them.
it's like
DC Dark. Yeah, DC Dark. But that's what I'm saying is that take what happened with like BVS and Justice League, sweep that to the side, right? And use
start
this,
Batman's story.
use Batman as a starting point, right? And then use the Joker film and Shazam and Wonder Woman and then Aquaman. Let them re-tie into the universe, right? But have a new foundation based on this because this gives a lot more potential of how to redo it.
At least for Batman.
Yeah, at least especially for Batman.
Keep Henry Cavill. Do not let that man go.
You know the funny thing about I was talking to my friends, my coworkers and stuff about like what DC should do to compete with Marvel. Just on like with the movies or whatnot. Do the complete opposite. They start with heroes. You start with villains. Just do the complete opposite. You build up the villains first, and then you bring in the heroes.
Make us care about those villains, bro.
And
everybody cares about Joker now.
Technically, that's what we're seeing now with despite how people feel about it. All right, I'm kind of interested. There's a lot of people who are looking forward to, and there's a lot of people who aren't looking to the Birds of Prey film, right? That's
I'm
following.
looking forward to that emancipation of Harley Quinn. I don't know what Birds of Prey is.
No, that's exactly what that's what it's called, right? It's called Birds of Prey and the illustrious.
No,
Yeah.
they need to drop that Birds of Prey and just leave it at emancipation.
As the one, it's the Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. I was like, that's the full title. But
Harley does the eclipse them in performance as well because it's about all of them. But like, I don't want to be overbearing. Where it's like she's the main focus of it.
She is the focus.
The Birds of Prey aren't even like.
Well, the Birds of Prey play a big part of it because of the fact that the Birds of Prey, all the females in there, most of them are all technically a part of the Rogues Gallery. Most of them are like.
I'm gonna be real.
Some are
should be called Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Yes.
It sounds way better, bro.
Yeah.
That sounds fire, bro.
Just drop it. Dude,
Or okay, drop the Birds of Prey, but leave the the full name, all right? The Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Yeah, I guess you could
Like,
leave it as that.
you like the girl that played it. Her name is Journey Smollett. You know, what's his name? The one that fake
Yeah, boy,
getting beat up or
crazy
whatever.
team.
Yeah.
Whatever. I didn't know she was Black Canary, bro. Like,
Yeah.
she's playing Black Canary, and I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. No one knows the cast. They ain't even really been named. Like, it's
Well,
just
no,
no
they
Margaret
named
Robbie.
the cast.
No,
They named
no.
the cast a
Blake,
while
we're not
back.
doing this. Blake, we're not doing this. No, they named it and you don't even want to see it. How about that?
No, I do want to see it. What are you talking about?
No, I say they named the cast and you the only one that's seen it. How about that?
Like they,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Victor-
But hey,
Victor
hang
Zsasz
hang
is
on.
in the movie?
But
Victor
hey,
Zsasz
who's
is in
the only
movie?
one?
What
Who's
is
the
this?
only one that actually goes out of the way to look for the information? All right,
I did not know Victor Zsasz is in the movie.
dude.
That's
Black
my
Mask.
point.
Black Mask
That's
is
my
the main
point, bro.
villain.
But those are the main villains, but no one cares because of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like,
And but again, that goes into what Soul was saying. It is focusing on a villain because this is showing Harley Quinn when she makes herself her own. Technically, I wouldn't say anti-hero, but she's had enough scruff stuff where she helped out. But she's not always technically full villain. All right, she's a weird, like anti. All right, but she does what she wants, and we're gonna see that kind of come up.
Jared Leto
They
come
just,
back as the
listen,
Joker.
they just make this build off of DC Dark. I don't care about any build off of DC and
facts.
trust
We don't
me,
need any more happy-go-lucky
y'all will-
stuff, bro.
Y'all will be perfectly fine.
Yep, separate yourself from Marvel.
Y'all want to do all
Straight
these
dark tone,
these
you'll be
yeah, y'all
alright.
want to do all these like we kill all these villains because heroes always win. Nah, we're not rocking like that. We're going to paint it as dark as we want it to be. Sometimes these heroes are going to get killed. Like,
Yeah, I mean it is what it is, man. Like I said, it is
And
going.
they stayed dead for a very long time.
They are going to be dead, right? But it is one of those things that is absolutely going to be
They,
one of those things.
they
Like I
just
said.
need to go to the same route like how they do for the comics. It's that simple.
Yeah, they
DC
do need to
is
go
dark.
through that.
Marvel is lighthearted and kind of dark, kind of sometimes.
It has its
It's
moments.
digestible. It's very digestible.
Yeah, diverse.
digestible.
No, it's trying to dive into that dark stuff. No, it's not.
It can
It's
da-
not going
no.
for it.
It can do it if they do it right. I was like, DC is able to truly encapsulate that broken, messed up hero side.
When we get next, a Solomon Grundy movie. That'll be fire, bro.
Bro.
Yes.
Bro.
Solomon Grundy.
Yes.
No, but if you want to talk about dark heroes, right? That's now technically a part of the DC. We're gonna talk about that one, that Watchmen TV show. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah. Fire.
Straight up. I'm like, listen, cops don't gotta show their faces anymore to protect themselves.
Listen, it's
yeah.
hard out on these streets, man.
Yeah,
It's
right?
Fire.
Yo, but that opening scene, yo, that was mad disrespectful, right? Dude,
Yeah, it's
that
1921 Tulsa. Yeah.
Oh,
that
well-
was the first time they ever showed that on like an actual show or movie or anywhere. Honestly.
what happened in Tulsa?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. But no, not just that, but I wasn't just talking about what actually happened in Tulsa back then, but I was talking about
Yo, real quick,
right
speaking about
after
that scene,
when the
Like,
cop
a lot
got
of people
shot
mad
up.
at the fact that the
Oh,
the
yeah,
wife, she
cop-
held the gun while down the baby. Like, a lot of people got mad at that for some weird reason.
Yo,
Wait,
but
hold on, Bloody, what you say first?
I was saying what was mad disrespectful was that opening scene, like the fact that the cop had to call in, get a buzz to get his gun. The dude had the Rorschach mask, right, part of the cavalry or whatever, and he pulled that out and had that like silent submachine gun and straight lit him up while he was trying to get his gun out, and then pulls out. Dude actually had lettuce and then threw it right at him in the car that drove off. I was like, yo, that's disrespectful.
It was disrespectful, but it also is kind of like a sign like you should have just like let it go.
Yeah,
type
just
shit.
he's like, you should have just
Because
fucked off.
he was technically he was telling the truth,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it was whatever. But what was you saying?
Oh yeah, like the first episode of Watchmen, like, a lot of people got mad at the beginning scene in Tulsa, especially when they had the wife, she's holding the gun, and the father, who was a soldier, he held the child. Like, a lot of people got real mad at that specific scene.
Really?
Why?
Yeah. I think people were saying it's like SJW type of like thing they shoved into the show.
But what would you like? I would rather like have my like a soldier hold my head, just like so like he would actually know how to like protect him, just in case.
Yeah.
Like he's stronger. He would be more faster with like holding the head. I guess like.
I
Yeah.
don't know, bro. Like that pissed off a lot of people. I'm trying to figure out why myself.
Listen, this whole show is pissing off a lot of people. So.
It's pissing off people because
when they mention
it's
reparations.
pissing people off because of the fact that they're trying to buy into the bullshit of things, right? The Watchmen is amazing, and it is getting hyped up by the right people because of the fact that I told y'all when they were talking about this at Comic-Con, they would not shut up about this, and why I was so excited for everyone to watch this, and why I was mad that I missed the first episode out there. I told you, this is going to be a no-holds-barred, true social commentary, dark superhero film. Because of the fact that the superheroes, really, they're just heroes because they're vigilantes, but they're cops undercover. This is going to take everything you know and flip it on its head. And also, did anyone catch the beginning of the film, right? When they made a reference to when Dr. Manhattan left to go live on Mars?
Yeah, it's like he's on Mars and he's still the funny thing about it, the castle he made was Homeboy's castle too.
Ozymandias, yep.
Yeah, so he still thinks about him too. So.
Because Ozymandias made him question everything that he did.
Yeah.
Because Ozymandias was a true superhero and also a dick.
Yeah, and Ozymandias is crazy.
Again, he's a dick. I was like, he is the
That's
definition.
what the beast,
No,
though.
He's further than that. He's further than the dick.
he is the definition of a sociopath. Well, I guess technically Rorschach is a sociopath, but
it's weird how people are like get so mad about this show when like a lot of these elements were like kind of in the movie.
Yeah,
so,
no, they
like,
were in the movie. They were
Yeah,
absolutely in the
too.
movie. If anyone has an issue with this series or with this show, go back. Go watch the original movie, and then come back and tell me that this is anything
like,
par
you
for the
can-
course.
That's the
Like,
problem.
you can-
Nobody watched the movie, bro.
No one
And
did.
then like, if you was to like, if anybody was to read Rorschach's journal, it's easy to like misinterpret a lot of stuff that he would say and think that it's like some crazy agenda to it.
Yeah, that's why I think the cult of Rorschach is a big thing.
Exactly.
That's why I think that this is going to be a very interesting take on the Doomsday Clock of what we know. Because remember, Doomsday Clock is how they introduced Watchmen into DC, right? But I think it's going to be an interesting take on theirs because of the fact that it's set so far after the original film. And now there's the cult of Rorschach after his journal came out. And now they're known as the Cavalry, right? I think it's because they failed to really understand what he was trying to portray. And he was talking about the broken aspects of society because everyone's trying to fall under control. Or everyone wants power and money for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, they misinterpret it. It's that simple. Like people are just getting so upset about it. Like,
I guess perfect example, like
they're painting a real world picture. Like even like just to get off track. Like perfect example in Naruto. Like the people, the Osuski that went to the moon, they misinterpreted the brother's message and wanted to kill everybody on Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's easy to misinterpret things if it like the longer like more years go by, like different stories start to come out.
Like a very bad game of telephone. That's pretty much what it is.
That is exactly what it is. Alright, so it is what it is.
But
Is anyone
I
watching
suggest
Titan?
everybody go watch Watchmen.
Yep, go watch Watchmen. Absolutely, I agree with that 100%.
Are y'all keeping up on Titans season 2 now?
I have not started Titan season 2. I need to.
I heard good things about it. Like, but
It's good. It's a little convoluted because they're trying to do a lot. Introduce new characters and whatnot, but like it hasn't fallen apart yet.
they heard they introduced like Superboy and all that stuff, and like
Yeah.
they're playing with like the bias, like the sexuality of like Beast Boy stuff like that.
They are? I can't rewatch it.
Yeah. Anyways, alright. So last topic before we hop on out of here because we're definitely hitting our quota for the night. Spider-Man. Everyone likes Spider-Man. Specifically, everyone liked Into the Spider-Verse. Really underrated but phenomenally well praised animated film. Well, guess what, guys? We're getting a sequel in 2.5 years. That's right. It's been It's been
I saw
confirmed.
that.
It has
That's
been
not bad at all,
confirmed.
'cause
Yeah.
it took just the technology it took to make that film. That's pretty quick for a turnaround because it like just for the frame rate, because you know some of the films at 24 frames, then 60 frames.
Yeah. But I was like, it has been confirmed that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is happening with a confirmed release date of April 8th of 2022, and that they are starting production on that film. What it'll entail is another aspect. We know that it is going to bring all of our favorite web-slinging heroes from across the Spider-Verse back together. I can guarantee that we'll see the return of Spider-Noir, Spider-Ham, of course, good old Penny Parker and her Spider-Bot, and then, of course, the good old return of Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, depending on which name you want to go.
I hope they bring in some evil Spider-Man.
I hope we see Spider-Man 2099 because I like.
You can't have the same cast from the first one.
But I think they're gonna go bigger with it. That's why I'm saying we might see those returning ones, of course. But I hope they bring others. Spider-Man 2099, probably one of my favorite Spider-Mans. I love that version, just like I love fucking Punisher 2099. Oh, Punisher 2099.
Superior
I might
Spider-Man
check that out.
in there.
Yeah,
That's the one with Doc Ock. No, that's the one.
that's Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like to see him too. I look forward to it. I know it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I would love to see it
the visual effects of that film and the entire animation process was beyond phenomenal with what they achieved with that film, and I loved it. I was like, so I'm excited for the sequel because Into the Spider-Verse, while it was praised and given and awarded as animated film of the year, film of the year,
more praise from the general public.
Yeah, because again, it was praised as animated and won animated film of the year, but it did not match the sales for its quality because I think that was the same year that what came out against it, because there was an animated film that came out that outsold it because Spider-Man only did like 200 million or like 300 million, and there was another animated film that did like a lot more.
Incredibles 2?
It might have been The Incredibles 2. I'm not sure. We'll have to look.
I don't know, but a lot of people wrote it off because it's anime as well. Because people saw Spider-Man, like, "Ooh, that's pretty cool." Then they saw the trailer, like, "Oh, that's cartoon." They like immediately just walked off from it, like, "Come on."
Yeah, exactly. But it is one of those things, man. I was like, so it's kind of sad that it happened, but I hope that we see something better coming from all this aspect of everything. So with that being said, I was like, I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'm glad to know that it's being worked on and that we have now a date, because I think this is I was like, we know Marvel for doing this right, because we've seen it with like the MCU films. They're announced like at least a year or a year and a half in advance. I was like, so the fact is that Sony and Marvel Productions are announcing, hey, yeah, Spider-Man 2 Into the Spider-Verse coming out 2.5 years. There's the date. I was like, so I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do next, because the last story was really interesting with the way that they told that story, especially with the way that they utilized Kingpin's aspect of it.
We finally saw a menacing Kingpin. I always liked him as a villain.
Hey.
It's outrageous.
His design exactly, his design matched exactly how he was in the comics, which was super fucking huge and super like fat looking, but a massive dude who can fight. Like, Kingpin is a menacing dude. I was like, the only other time they portrayed Kingpin right was the performance that was done in Daredevil. Like, that was an amazing job of King. Oh, you missed that.
He wasn't big enough doing that.
No, okay, hang on. He wasn't like super big like you would expect, but he was still massive, and he still gave off that terror and like demanding of respect that Kingpin.
Insane.
You know the funny thing about it, people might hate me, but I like Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin.
I can't believe you said that.
I don't know why. Like when I say that,
And I'm signing off for the day.
Hey, Hey, cut before we get entered. Hey, go follow him at Soul King Lives. Let him all you know.
Listen, man.
Send them hate letters.
I liked it, man.
Send them hate
I liked it,
letters.
man.
What?
Oh God,
Hey,
no.
man, listen. Man.
What?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is that everyone was co-signing everything Soul said all night except Attack on Titan.
I like
This
it,
is the
bro.
one where everyone's just like, nope, we're gonna not signing Knuckles, not signing that one. Nope. So you're on that one. You can die on that hill.
Listen, that's fine with me.
He's like
I'm
that.
totally fine with that.
So it's just like I will stand alone. Oh my God. All right, but yeah, guys.
Yo, real quick, go back to what Soul said earlier. There's actually is a game, Spider-Man game that's close to that art style. I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man on the original
no.
Xbox. I think it was PS2. It's not the exact same thing, but it's close to it with a comic book style.
No, Web of Shadows was very closer to the comic book style.
But it's not kind of.
No, Ultimate
it's
Spider-Man
not,
too.
I want that actual art style, though.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
that full on art style and animation, if they could do that in a game, that'd be amazing. But I was like,
Yeah,
if
I
you
want
want a
that in
comic
an
book
actual
style of Spider-Man, yeah, Ultimate was really good. Web of Shadows is the other one. Or of course the classic that is still undefeated and still the very best of all time, and anyone who says otherwise can get slapped. Maximum Carnage.
I thought you were gonna say Spider-Man 2. You saved yourself.
Oh hell no. Maximum Carnage was the shit. I say, did anyone play that on the SNES with the red cartridge and everything? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that was fire.
I had it on Sega Genesis, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you had it on the Genesis. Okay, yeah. I had it on the SNES, but yeah, it came in a red cartridge. That was dope. I was like that. That was amazing. Jay Slayer said that the actor who played Kingpin was the only good thing in Daredevil. I don't know. When we first saw John Bernthal as Daredevil or as Punisher in season 2 was badass, and then he killed it in his show.
He is forever Punisher for me. So like,
Yes.
I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, John Bernthal.
John is like-
Oh shit! I'm about to have one of your moments.
Oh,
I like Thomas Jane.
oh.
Huh?
Oh.
You talking about the one that played in the Mist?
Wait, Thomas
Yeah.
Shane. Oh. Wait, was he the first
Well, not
Punisher?
the first,
Or was he from
first one,
Warzone? Was he the one from Warzone?
No,
It's
he's not the
it's
same
not.
Warzone.
That's the other guy.
I was like I like the one from Warzone over the original one better.
The one in Warzone.
No, that's only because
horrible.
but Warzone, look, Warzone was more action, all right? It was more
Warzone
action.
was more Punisher, but the guy who played Ray Stevenson
He was. I
was
hate
horrible.
him, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Megatron? What's going on? We're over here debating on who's better Kingpins and Punishers, apparently.
Bro, just even Jigsaw in Warzone was terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. he
Hey,
was.
look, Jigsaw was bad in the Punisher series too. Let's be.
and,
Oh, he was bad in the show too. Oh my
He's
god.
bad in the show too. Like they couldn't.
Well, it's only
Jigsaw
like no,
right, bro.
like they had the personality. They had the personality right for Billy. They had.
My face.
Yeah.
Bro, what's wrong with your face, bro?
Yeah,
What's
like,
wrong?
like they had it right. They had the personality of Billy
Yeah.
right. Like they had the perfect person to play Billy and Jigsaw right. The only thing they messed up was the design. Like if you just made the scars look a little bit worse, it would have been perfect. He had everything right. What was you doing, baby? What was you doing?
Actually, Jigsaw looks way better than the TV version. In the movie version, Warzone, he looks way better.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like the look and feel of the movie in Warzone was great. It was action. It was design, but the acting was questionable. But you know, at that time, I was looking at Punisher as I would just want to see a dude go crazy, shoot everyone up with his badass arsenal that he does.
The games were crazy.
Yeah.
Heck
Yo, remember when they heard him in the hallway and he was like sitting there fucking with him? And they like put their ear to the wall and he like shoves the grenade launcher right through and just fires it off. That was a badass stuff.
When did the Punisher games come out? Was that around?
Hey,
when,
remember
like,
that part on
Manhunt
Warzone?
was
Whenever that dude was doing parkour and he hit him with a homie with like a heat-seeking rocket launcher?
Yes.
Yeah, that scene was wild.
Yo. All right. Now I want to go watch Warzy just for like guilty pleasure.
That movie was so
I
bad.
can't-
Oh, dude,
I
that's
can't
crazy.
watch
That's
The
crazy.
Punisher game came out in 2004.
Yeah, it was. All right, guys. Well, anyways, that's the show. We thank everyone for stopping by. We went so left like so many times, and now we have 2 like special edition shows that we're absolutely gonna do. We're gonna do an all martial arts, all Fight Club style talking point. We're gonna get some other people here to go down the list with us and reminisce, and then we're gonna do a show all about our predictions for the winners or at least nominees of the anime awards this year. So we'll kind of go into that. But before we get out of here, let's let everyone sign off and know where they can find him. Kofi, because you're always the hardest to find and you're the most inconsistent. Where the hell are you? Hey, where are you at, man?
So everybody, yeah, you can find me at creative_Kofi on Twitter. I'm always into talking about anime. Obviously, I need to catch up on a lot of anime. What was I going to say? Oh, people who are interested in learning Japanese while they're watching anime, please go to the website daiweeb.org. There's nothing that's associated with me, but I do have it in our Discord. It's a place that you can watch anime that's typically newer, and then you can have hiragana, katakana, or full-blown kana in kanji, and kind of learn the meanings of anime words or Japanese words as you watch. So it's a great website for that, and it's free.
Yep.
The other thing is, on Twitter, I'm actually in the middle of a giveaway for a Steam game for a long series of RPGs called Trails in the Sky.
Yes.
And all you have to do is like and retweet it, and you will be entered into the 2 giveaways, which will end Monday at
I'm
like 10
surprised
p.m.
you're giving away
Eastern Standard.
Stories of the Sky and not Cold Steel.
And here's my thing. It's a 9-series game. If I could get people to play the very first game, temptation for the series is astronomical. So I get it. People are like, oh, I don't want to play the 7 prequels. I get that. But if I could do this, it's a better experience.
Hey, yeah, I agree with you. There. Let's say. All right, and guys, make sure you go follow him. He is the Kanji King. If you want to learn how to all your Japanese, I was like, he is definitely the one to give you the materials to get started because of his of a kind of a program that he put me on that's been helping me a lot, which is all Japanese all the time, and it's the best way to learn by doing everything that you can and trying to put it as much of it in your brain. And even before I started learning the way that I do, I was like, I learned pronunciations and words a lot more, and he's always been surprised by my pronunciations of a lot of words. And actually knowing how to pronounce them properly, as well as knowing the words. So.
I mean, in this community, we've all done a lot of listening, so it's going to be a little bit easier to get there.
Yep.
Unless you're Michael B. Jordan.
Yada. That is it. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to the boy.
I know what you're going for.
Oh no. Yada. All right. So go follow the Kanji King and check him out at creative_Kofi, Kofi, and make sure you go show him some love. Next up, we got the Comic Book King, who's always got a pool every day of the week. He's always got something new going on. He is the resident artist. As you can see right here, he made our wonderful logo. He also is making everyone's chibis and stuff like that, as well as we're doing updated art for the channel and stuff like that. So go show my boy some love. Tell him where they can find you at Soul.
You guys can find me on Twitter at SoulKingLives, and you can find me on Instagram at DSoulKing. On Twitter, I'm just a troll, so if you want to have some fun, follow me.
Oh yeah, you always start fights in the shadows over there, getting people riled up in these gaming streets.
I'm in the shadows, man. I'm just a little demon.
Lil Damon over there. He's always wanted to start stuff. God, what are we gonna do with you, Soul? What are we gonna do with you?
Hey,
Hey,
man,
if
just
you
gotta
line
have
up on
some
Soul
fun.
King, that's your own L right there.
Yeah. Right? Exactly. You stepped into that. But go show him some love. He does a lot of art for us, and he's gonna be doing some updated art here soon for the channel that we're gonna have. I was like, but the man's always got commissions. If you want some amazing art done, go check out what he's got on Instagram, and make sure you go buy a commission from him, because the stuff that he does is top tier and everyone wants it. I was like, so go show this young talented black artist everything that he deserves.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Always my brother. I got you. And now, of course, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Vegeta Defender himself, the man who's named after a car and only needs one letter. We're talking about Mr. Supra G. G, tell me where they can find you at.
Man, you can find me on Twitter, Super G. That's it. I ain't shit going on, though. I'm just glad to be back.
Oh, yeah, it's been a hot
minute.
minute.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm just laughing at people on their actions.
I was like, the other...
Get a chance.
Other than that, he's occasionally in the chat whenever I'm streaming or playing with us. Whenever we can get the crew together.
That's a fact, though.
Yeah. So go show him some love just because I was like he's a good friend, he's a brother here at the show. I was like he always showing love whenever I'm doing something. And actually go make sure to follow Soul on Mixer too. He started streaming his art. He didn't push that out there.
I'm moving back to Mixer because I was on Twitch, but I just seen the homie Shroud just moved to Mixer, so I'm about to come back to Mixer.
Hey,
man.
but yeah, that's right though. I did just start streaming on Mixer.
Yeah. I say G started streaming, but we all need to start cross streaming more. We need to start doing stuff. But make sure you definitely go follow G on Mixer, but also make sure you go follow Soul King because now he started doing all of his art streams and stuff like that. So make sure you go show him some love. Definitely go check it out. If you want to see an artist at work, go show him some love.
Yo, so you got a project coming up for the what was it, the anime house? I think it was.
Oh yeah, I just recently did a project for the My Hero YouTube video.
Oh yeah.
That was dope, man.
The UALA.
Yeah, the UALA.
Yeah, I
got contacted by Chris. I was like, man, this is
ooh.
amazing.
Oh, look at that. Our boy's got big contacts, people. Like our boy does a lot of big things.
I got some names in the pocket now.
Hey, listen, you need to get some of those names to come out onto the show is what I'm saying.
Listen, I can ask Zero one day if you want to come on a podcast.
Do it. I
can try.
Hey, you got to. I was like, Soul's got big names in the anime community, especially on YouTube.
Funny thing about it, Cleo Thomas and Chris Cowan, they really know their anime. So you'll be surprised how much.
Oh, good. I was like, good, because we'll have some people I can play off of. Do it. Go get them. I was like, talk to him.
We gonna get up there. We're gonna get big.
Oh yeah. I was like, we got stuff in the works, guys. We got stuff in the works. And last but not least, we got the lawyer. He's always filing the paperwork instead of watching the anime, but he's reading while he's filing, so he's doing his thing. Tell them where they can find you at.
Yeah, I'm always in the same boat with Super G. I ain't doing much of shit myself.
Except occasionally strolling on Twitter.
Bro, I barely do that. I just say one thing and leave it at that.
Oh man.
Either doing that or pressing Soul, draw my background for Wano, my hood Wano.
Oh shit.
My hood Wano, man.
Yeah.
Also, you also find me in the chat with Bloody streaming Death Stranding once that game drops.
Oh yeah.
I gotta be in there because I ain't grabbing that game either.
Yeah.
Exactly,
For everyone who doesn't know, make sure if you're not following me on Mixer, you go to right here where you can find me at mixer.com/BloodNuts. I was like, you already know. I was like, your boy is saving everyone's wallets and all that. I have chosen to be the sacrificial lamb of playing this wonderful story for y'all. So y'all get to
don't drink. Don't drink, or because you might fall asleep during the game. So.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have some deep conversations about society while I spend half of the stream walking across the area. We're just gonna be talking.
It's gonna be an enjoyable stream.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
It's gonna be a repeat of when we watched the Death Note movie on Netflix. We just tore it apart the entire time.
Oh yeah. When we all sat there and we all watched it.
Watch that together.
Yeah, we did. We all were in the party chat just watching at the same time. Be like, yo, man, this is trash. Listen, I gotta be drinking at that point. I was like, hey, if we're doing this, I gotta have at least a drink in my hand if we're gonna be doing this, alright? But guys, I'm gonna be suffering for y'all. I was like, this is y'all's entertainment. Come support your boy. Let everyone know to come through and watch it because no one else is apparently gonna do it. So I'll do it for y'all. I got all of y'all, I promise. I was like, and last but not least, you know what it is. You're on the channel, whether you're over here on YouTube or here on Mixer. It's your boy Bloody Nux, aka the Gothic Gamer and the Anime King. So guys, make sure that y'all follow me on all my social medias. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course over on YouTube for those who aren't following me over there. And of course here on Mixer where we are growing a lot. Make sure y'all do come out and follow your boy because I do stream 5 times a week and do a lot of variety of things as well as do a lot of interesting stuff for y'all. So of course the big thing is Death Stranding comes out next week, so I'm absolutely going to be all over that for y'all. And on top of that, I'm also going to be doing Jedi The Fallen Order So if y'all want to check that out too, I got y'all there. So there's a lot of stuff in the works, but definitely check out the Death Stranding stuff because apparently no one wants to touch that game with a 10-foot pole, or even like a 3-foot pole, or even a 50-foot pole. So I got you. I got y'all's entertainment. But guys, that's been the show. We thank all y'all for stopping by, and to all the audio listeners, when this goes up on Anchor and over on Google Podcasts, as well as on Spotify and Apple iTunes, you can find it all under the Smash Podcast to listen to on the go. So we thank all of y'all for stopping by. You need to get on that. Make sure that everything's updated, because we need to get back on top of that.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we do.
But guys, that's been it. For everyone here on Mixer, or if y'all aren't on Mixer yet, make sure y'all check over this way because I will be starting a stream here in about 15, and we're going to be playing some Silent Hills 3. So we're going to keep on the Horror Night stuff. So yeah, guys, make sure y'all do. We appreciate all of y'all. But until next time, sayonara, peace out, and check you later.